Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I appreciate you all sitting there for that rather long break. My name's Navik, and I'm joined by the wonderful Cool J. How you doing today, Cool J?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to some more Rocket League action. We're going to be getting in very shortly with USC versus UCLA, and the battle for Los Angeles coming at you live on official EGF. And I'm excited to see these two teams get in there and duke it out.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good time. We've seen neither of these teams perform before, so they're both coming in as dark horses. Me and Dor were talking a little bit. We found out that apparently, Cool J, the Californian teams just in general just have a good Rocket League scene. So hopefully we'll see this play out as a fairly close match.
Yeah, hopefully so. I mean, we always like those close matches, and I'm interested to see. I had heard that as well about those California teams. Maybe it's just something about the beach and the sunlight over there that just makes gamers want to stay inside and play Rocket League. I really don't know what it is, but we'll have to see as we're going to be getting into the action shortly. Just waiting on the teams to join in
Yeah, no,
now.
yeah, and we're just waiting for just a second. We're just waiting for these teams to get ready. And no, speaking of California, did you know, Cool J? Fun fact: that's the only state I've ever visited, unless you count my flight switching in Georgia. But yeah, first time traveling to America. Flew all the way from England to California. That was the longest day of my life.
Oh, that's right. You went to TwitchCon, right?
I did go to TwitchCon. It was a
I would like
fantastic
to go to
time
TwitchCon.
with my fiance. And Southern California, I've been to a few countries throughout the world. And as a state specifically, although most states to me feel like the sizes of countries coming from England. Yeah, no, it was an absolutely fantastic time. Such a lovely, lovely state. And the weather, this is going to make every American just look at me and go, wait, what? But the most bizarre thing for me being there, Cool J, was going into a car and the car being cold and then stepping out of the car and it being warm.
Yeah, that's a thing that happens a lot in the U.S. People
That was mind-boggling.
Really, yeah, we're a little bit weird. I learned that myself. I had a chance to travel back to the Orient. I went to China and Japan a couple years ago, and their concepts of temperature are much different from the U.S. All the drinks are hot, all the food is cold. I was a little bit shell shocked at first, but I had a really great time. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of weird things, and also you mentioned the size of the U.S. There's an old joke that I like from I'm friends with an international student, and I told him about how people will regularly drive for 3 or 4 hours, and he said it didn't make any sense. Why would I want to go to France?
Yeah, but that's, it's not wrong. If I wanted to go to France, I could hop on a train and go to France in or a plane and get I could be in Spain in 3 hours. It's it's a different world, but you know what is also a very different world? Awesome Pre immediately scoring off a goal, 6 seconds, matching RIT's speed in that last series for the fastest goal of the day.
Yeah, I mean, we were just getting into it. I was thinking, maybe they'll let us ease in. No, with such luck, UCLA wasting no time getting on the board there. And now we're deep into the match, and already another opportunity. Curious Banana gonna knock that one away, but Puerco still looking for the plays, the challenge, and that one's won by USC. And now USC with some ball control, bringing it back down the pitch.
Yeah, no, now once again we see UCLA gonna get away from their goal. They're one goal up. They want to continue applying this pressure. First time seeing both of these teams. I'm very intrigued to see how we see them all perform. Going for the bump there onto Joe Bozo. Awesome Pre. This is an open goal opportunity coming out. Is it there? Managed to whiff it, unfortunately, but starting to put on the pressure. USC passes it over. Curious Banana goes towards Wordy. They're out by Yoink. What a fun name.
Yoink.
Yeah, yoink. And now once again, Bozo over to Wordy. Wordy clears it, keeping it in the corner of UCLA. They're putting on a lot of pressure here. UCLA finally finding a breakout. Awesome Pre goes off the rebound, recenters. Joe Bozo challenges, successfully wins it for his team. Back into the UCLA territory. Big clear here. Curious Banana setting himself up. Goes down. Again, a lot of back and forth at the moment, Cool J. Not many breakaways happening. UCLA getting that early kickoff goal may actually put them in a very comfortable space with how this game has been going.
Yeah, I was going to say one thing that we've seen about this game already. UCLA may have scored that first goal, but ever since then, USC has been putting on the pressure. They've had several scoring chances looking for these setups, but I love the way both of these teams are playing. They're fighting tooth and nail for this ball. No aerial goes unchallenged. And now we're seeing UCLA coming back down. Yoink playing bar down the waterfall to Awesome Free, and it's the second goal of the match with a little bit more than 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, and that being 2 goals up now for UCLA is what a great spot to be in coming into game 1, right? Because now you can kind of slow your pace down and watch your opposition and try and learn while they scramble to try and catch up the goals.
Yeah, a 2-0 lead. Dor and I have talked about it a lot. It's really the big difference of a 1-0 lead. It feels like it's anyone's game. Once they get that second goal, maybe they can really breathe, step back a bit. But USC not intending to let UCLA relax. Coming through Joe Bozo across the top of the crossboard. There's a demo as well. Now with 3v2 for a few seconds, they have an opportunity for an opening. But no, it's stopped by Joe Bozo. A great play right there. And now bringing it back down. USC, they're still looking for more, though. A good clearance from the Banana. Played across the center. Oh, but Joe Bozo can't quite connect with it. That was an opportunity there for them to get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's that now. Still, Wordy with a good chance, like you said, Curious Banana overall. We're seeing some good plays coming out from USC, but UCLA are just rocking it at the moment.
Yeah, and it's actually surprising because a lot of the ball control has been heavily in favor of USC, but UCLA, they don't really need the ball control. They know how to capitalize on their chances. 2 chances, 2 scores, and it doesn't really get much better than that.
You know, coming up again, this is a good opportunity. You're slightly too wide there, unfortunately, for USC. Curious Banana sets it up. Yoink gets a touch. He's just going to try and yoink it off the opposition as Joe Bozo gets demolished. Awesome pre-challenge by Wordy. Wordy has an opportunity. Gets one. Oh, doesn't have the follow-up from any of his teammates, though. That demo may have actually been extremely beneficial as that ball's going to get lobbed straight in. Yoink with the save.
Yeah, I liked that demo setup, trying to catch them off guard with a quick goal, but unfortunately, just in time, it was saved by UCLA, or maybe fortunately, depending on who you are cheering for in this one. Now they're looking to reset. Oh, and there's only one man back. Oh, and the own goal forced by Wordy. Incredible timing. Look at him disrupt this pass by Yoink. And now there's only one man back. UCLA in scramble mode and USC able to get the goal.
Yeah, now only a 1 goal differential setting them up. USC can definitely find this to even it out. All they need to do is put the ball in the back of the goal.
And they're looking to do just that. 1 minute remaining in the match. USC yet again challenging deep in UCLA's territory. However, we saw them doing this all game long. It took them almost 4 minutes to get 1 goal. Now they only have a minute to get 1 more, and we'll see what they can do about it. Yoink, though, bring it back the other way. Some tricky footwork, the give and go, and the score. What team play right there from UCLA to give them back to a 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, Awesome Pre to Yoink, Yoink to Awesome Pre, and then Awesome Pre to Yoink again to put it in, all the way back from their own goal. I mean, yeah, like you say, you don't see much more teamwork than that. The old 1-2-1-2.
Incredible car control from them, and now USC. 30 seconds is plenty of time, but they've got to go on the offensive. Yoink plays it into the corner, and that's not what they needed. Dirty Prico centering it. Joe Bozo misses the save. Unfortunately, though, UCLA can't capitalize on that mistake. 20 seconds now. The clock is ticking down, and it's more of a time game than anything else. USC, though, an open goal. Curious Banana. Can they fit it in? No, it goes just off the crossbar, and that could have been their last opportunity as the timer continues ticking down, and game 1 looks like it's going to be going towards UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA coming out strong there. I think I got to them a little bit. Yeah, USC there. Having that first goal struck on them just out of nowhere from UCLA, 6 seconds in, you know, it makes you take a double take and go, wait a minute, we're not in a great spot now.
Yeah, they really kind of had to sit back and say, you know what? The goal happened. We made a mistake. We've got to reset, get back into it. But, you know, at the end of the day, it really did kill their momentum pretty heavily. Despite having the ball control, they really just seemed a little bit shaken throughout that match. However, as you often say, Navik, game 2 is a new match. It's 0-0, and it's anyone's game yet again. We saw a great competitive game 1, and I think it's going to lead to a competitive series overall as we are getting ready with the kickoff of game 2.
Yeah, so I don't know the entire history of these two universities at all. Obviously, me being a bit of a Brit, a bit, you know, unaware of the rivalries and things, but apparently I've just been informed that the USC and UCLA have a bit of a rivalry going on between the two schools. So it's a bit more personal than just a game of Rocket League. And
yeah, I alluded to it a little bit earlier. It's the Battle of Los Angeles. USC, UCLA, both schools are located in and around the Los Angeles metropolitan area. There's a long history of rivalry across all sports between these teams. And so I think these guys definitely have a little bit more to play for than just, you know, winning this match today. They really want to stick it to their crosstown rivals. And you see it in this play. Both teams just relentless, going after every ball. USC still maintaining ball control as of now, but Yoink coming in to deny this push. Is there anyone who's going to be able to make it back? Oh, Yoink actually fakes Joe Bozo out. He centers it across, but that one's easily dealt with by Curious Banana, and now coming back the other way.
And now once again, we're entering the deep territory of UCLA. USC looking to try and get the opening goal this time around. Redeem themselves a little bit after that game 1. Curious Banana looking to rotate back, get that boost. Good map denial overall. Slowly starve your opponent of resources, and you're suddenly going to have an advantage. Awesome Pre with the challenge. That's going to go up. Yoink's going to look for it. Fakes it, though. Curious Banana going for the save. Also whiffed it out. Good fake by Yoink. Nobody to follow it up right behind them, though. Curious Banana gliding through the air. Gets a nice little touch there, but Dirty Porto is gonna be able to save that one.
Yeah, and that really was a huge play from Puerco right there to save that ball. I mean, it was an incredible touch from Curious Banana, and I was sure nobody was going to be there this time, though. No one there to save that one. Joe Bozo just tapping it right on in off the assist from Curious Banana. Dirty Puerco just couldn't get the hit that he wanted, and there was no one else left on their defensive rotations. USC this time striking first.
Yeah, now we see a bit of an opposite situation here. Like you said, USC managed to find that first goal. UCLA on the back burner now. Dirty Porco getting demolished there by Wordy. You know, he respawned right next to the ball, though. That could have been slightly convenient. Sometimes those demolitions do work against you. Coming off with a clean touch there by Joe Bozo. Curious Banana tries to follow it up. Yoink steals it away. You can almost say yoinked it, Cool J.
Yeah, well, he'll definitely be yoinking that ball, but this time, I mean, he's absolutely on point with this shot off the sidewall. Look at the distance as well. Perfectly placed, and Awesome Pre was there, but just not quite close enough to stop that shot. 2-0 now for USC, and they're looking to take a game back, even up the series for it.
Yeah, Awesome Pre here looking to dribble it past. Doesn't get it past Joe Bozo, though. A bit of miscommunication from USC. Could have been absolutely disastrous, though, if they bumped into each other, but Joe Bozo manages to clear it away and get his team out of danger. Now applying pressure once again. This ball is just hovering right in front, goes off the crossbar, bounces to Curious Banana, and they manage to find the score.
And I love the way they set up this play, bouncing it off the crossbar, and Curious Banana is right there just for safety in case that ball didn't go in, and that's exactly what happened. An amazing setup from USC. UCLA couldn't really do much to defend that one. They already had done a lot. Now 3-0, and UCLA coming off a strong victory in game 1. They're left wondering what to do next.
Again, slowed down. 3 goals up for USC. UCLA really starting to struggle as their opposition here, their rivals, manages to tighten up their game and seems to just completely dominate pretty much every single form at the moment. They've got ball control. They got map control. What a pass play!
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible from Curious Banana and his teammate Joe Bozo. An incredible pass and a perfect redirect from Curious Banana to finish that off. And I think USC, you know, they were a little phased in game 1 and game 2. They've come back with a vengeance now. They've shown they're really here to play, and I think that they're looking to take this series back.
And now, once again, stolen away. Is that going to be goal number 5? It is. Wordy puts it in.
Yeah, just absolutely ridiculous stuff. UCLA needs to figure out a way to stop the bleeding right now. Everything is going wrong all at one time. And the question is this a... I mean, it almost seems like it's been a comms breakdown for them. I mean, they were playing so well throughout the first, 8 minutes across these 2 games. And then all of a sudden, in this past minute or so, it's just fallen apart.
Pretty good. Dirty Puerco pushes it over to Yoink. Awesome Pre gets the touch. Looking to carry it. Tries to get it past. Wordy denies it again. Curious Banana with a clear. Goes over to Wordy. Looks for the redirect. Goes too wide. Yoink gets the touch. UCLA have some momentum now if they can finally regain ball control. They steal it away. Awesome Pre pushes it forward. Looks for the double touch. Dirty Puerco hiding up behind. Just waiting for that defensive rotation in case things went incorrectly. Nice little shot on goal. Just trying to apply some pressure. Makes sense with the minute left. I don't think UCLA going to keep expending all the mental energy that they need to try and get 5 more goals in the time they have, especially if Curious Banana manages to put in a 6. Good save by Dirty Puerco.
Yeah, I think the important thing for UCLA here, try and get a goal or 2. Reset that mental, remind yourselves that you can score on these guys, that you can hang with this USC squad. We saw it in game 1, and I really just think they've got to work out whatever's gone wrong with their communication, their coordination. Try and stay focused and play a cleaner match, because there's just too many mistakes, and USC is too good to not capitalize on them.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is as well is that although this seems super one-sided, this 5-0 scoreline, UCLA did take game number 1. So all we're seeing here from USC is tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, and that's yet another reason why I'm very excited about the series to come. USC tying it up 1-1, as you mentioned, and going to game 3, we've essentially entered a best of 3. And we'll have to see, can USC keep this momentum going, or can UCLA strike back yet again?
Yeah, I mean, UCLA just kind of got steamrolled there. And that's a massive surprise considering what we saw coming from game 1, right? Like, I think the last thing we expected was to see a 5-0 blowout.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting that. I thought it would stay competitive. I wasn't sure if USC would be able to turn it back and take a match. That is indeed what happened, but as you said, 5-0, not what I expected. They really just started pouring in those goals, and UCLA just seemed confused. They didn't know what was going on, and it looks like USC still has this momentum. Oh, a setup over the middle, but Wordy not quite in position. Joe Bozo now. That ball was challenged very well by UCLA. Curious Banana going in for the shot. Yoink with a save. Awesome Pre now with a save of his own. And UCLA dealing with that early attack from USC very well. However, it's not out of the danger zone yet. Yoink, sorry, going for a clear there. And now, finally, UCLA going to bring it into USC's half, but not for long, says Joe Bozo, bringing it into the corner, trying to play center ball, but he hits it, and that might end their attack run. Curious Banana across the center here. He's looking for an opening. Dirty Puerco with a suspect hit, but challenged again by UCLA, and this is what I'm talking about. It's so hard to predict what will happen next. Every single ball is being challenged, being pinched, being hit by both sides, and you just gotta wait and see what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, Yoink, big clear. Again, UCLA finding a breakaway. This is a good opportunity for them to try and find that opening goal. Dirty Puerco trying to make it happen. But USC have full control once again here. Gonna land in Wordy's hands, gets it past 1, does not get it past Yoink though. Big player coming out back deep into USC's side as Wordy actually just goes for an aggressive bump. tries to reposition for the rest of his team, so Curious Banana can get a clear rundown, which is exactly what works out for him. He centers it. Awesome pre-clears it.
Yeah, and Dirty Puerco there actually to receive that clearance. He had a nice hit towards the center, but look at this. Where are the rotations? No one's in the goal, in USC striking first here in game 3. An overcommittal from UCLA, and USC capitalizes.
Yeah, that's going to once again put USC 1 goal ahead, puts them in the lead of the series now as they continue to fight this one out. A demolition from Wordy onto Yoink. Good. Okay. All right. This is a good aggressive play there. Curious Banana manages to get the intercept there, challenges them rather well. And back and forth. Another opportunity starting to open up depending on where this ball lands and who's able to rotate for it. Jabozo gets the bounce off. That's going to center itself nicely, but Yoink's already there. Ready to guard it for his team. Awesome pre. Goes wide.
Maybe an opportunity here for UCLA. Dirty Puerco bringing it into the corner, but he can't get the hit that he wants yet again. Now UCLA on the defensive. They're backing up into their own half, looking to see how they can bring this ball back the other way. But Curious Banana there with a hit, trying to keep the pressure on UCLA. Looks like they're trying to take some clock down as well, but Yoink not interested in that kind of gameplay. He comes in for the hit. Where'd he coming back though? Where are the rotations? Back and forth, continuing to get every play exactly as they need it.
Now once again. Oh, okay. That was a good chance there. Yoink's going to be there to just make sure that doesn't roll in after the aftermath of all of that. Again, Curious. Okay, Curious Banana goes over the Dirty Puerco, cleared by Jabozo. I like the pass play that Yoink was trying to do there, but I think it was slightly too passive. Kept it too low. Once again. 1 minute 50 left on the clock. The game is still in the University of Southern California's hands. Seeing here, there's a lot of aggression going on. There's a lot just lack of the ball moving as both of these teams try and tug of war it out.
Yeah, these teams are very evenly matched despite the score lines from games 1 and 2, and we're really starting to see a heavyweight matchup coming right here. This 1-0 scoreline, that one goal from USC, that one mistake by UCLA when they overcommitted to an attack, it could be the decider of this entire match, that one small mistake. And here comes Wordy. He's looking to make it two goals there for USC as he comes flying through the sky from midfield.
Yeah, I mean, Wordy was just like, look, we're just going to put it in. Like, I'm sorry. We're going to go 2 up. You have now got to try and keep up with our speed, our tempo, if you don't want to get blown out for the rest of the series. So we need to see UCLA kind of stepping up the aggression. They had such a good game 1. We need to be seeing that once again.
And now we see Yoink playing it off the wall. 2-0, as you mentioned. USC fully in the driver's seat with a minute left, and now I feel like UCLA is going to be pressing hard. They have not scored a goal since game 1, almost more than 10 minutes of gameplay really for them since they found the back of the net. And that really kind of weighs on a team trying to just get over that hump. It can get bigger and bigger and bigger as it just gets longer between times you've scored. UCLA, though, they're not done trying. Dirty Puerco going for an attempt there, but it was really half-hearted. USC dealt with it pretty easily. Here's a much better one, though. Dirty Puerco skying in and just well hit out of the way by Wordy. And USC now, I think they're going to be able to finish this one off as there's a little bit more than 10 seconds left to go.
Now once again, Wordy looking for it. I think once again we're going to see the University of Southern California managing to take into game 2 and put them in a match point situation where if they win the next one, they are just going to take the series. But I would not count UCLA out for the count in any stretch or form. We saw them take game 1. They lost 2 and 3, but we've seen run backs happen before.
Yeah, we've seen all manner of crazy things happen there, but USC, despite really showing up poorly in game 1, is now on match point for this series, and we'll have to see how UCLA responds. This is the time they've reset between games. They've really struggled to do anything offensively these past 2 matches. The rotations have not been there for them. We'll see if this time they can break through, score some goals, and win another game, take us to a Game 5.
Yeah, coming into Game 5. Kickoff starts. UCLA have the momentum. They have the boost. They stopped Wordy from getting it. Julius Banana gets one touch. Into the corner. He's going to look to try and force a waterfall. Oh, he whiffs the ball. Dirty Puerto centers it up. This is a good chance for UCLA. Awesome Pre was just not ready for that setup coming out from Dirty Puerto.
Yeah, Awesome Pre and Yoink were both headed the opposite direction, trying to reset for another attack run when that ball came through. It was perfectly placed, but again, just a little bit out of sync on these attacks. The setups look good, but they're struggling with the finishers. Curious Banana knocking it into the corner. Wordy here at center field, looking to knock it back into the fray. And now they're bouncing it back and forth. Joe Bozo with a deep hit, and Dirty Puerco comes flying through for the save at the last second. And now it's coming fast the other way. Awesome Pre with a shot and the score. UCLA scoring first this time.
UCLA, this is what I was saying just a moment ago, Cool J, before we saw this game start. I would not count them out at any point. Able to take the lead this first time early now. If they can keep this up and keep playing to the game that they want to play and not let the University of Southern California once again start to control it all, then we should be seeing a good Game 5 coming out of this series.
Yeah, and another thing, in this series, we have yet to see a comeback win. Every team that has scored first has won their matchup. So UCLA, in addition to being up 1 goal, they have history on their side within this series. We'll see if they can keep it going. Oh, Yoink with a pinch play, almost scoring a shot right there with an assist, with an unwilling assist from Curious Banana. Unfortunately, it didn't go in. 3.5 minutes left now. Joe Bozo bringing it back the other way along with Wordy. Yoink with a nice touch to disrupt their offensive flow. And now Dirty Puerco coming back in. Awesome Pre with a shot off the backboard. And Dirty Puerco was in position, but he couldn't finish it off. Well challenged by Wordy from USC.
And now once again, UCLA have some momentum. If we want to see USC manage to take this one and kind of pull it away a little bit, they cannot be letting UCLA pull on the aggression that they're able to. As that's going to be goal number 2, put in by Dirty Puerco.
And this one is just textbook. I mean, it doesn't really get much better. USC was a little bit out of position and UCLA recognizes it. They capitalize on it. And now they're at a 2-0 lead. After all their struggles in games 2 and 3, they've come back fresh and ready to go here in game.
Yeah, I mean, Yoink gets the demo onto Wordy. Bozo found. Managed to clear it. It's a bit of a slow start coming off here. Joe Bozo going for the demos again. Deciding that the defense coming out from UCLA is too strong.
Now Dirty Puerco with a touch. Yoink playing it off the aerial. Awesome Pre as well. Great pass play from these UCLA team, but they can't keep it going down the field. And eventually giving it up to Joe Bozo, who brings it back the other way. And Wordy with a shot from the side, and another mistake from UCLA. USC going to bring the score back to 2-1. And you know what, Navik? This seems familiar to me. I feel like we've seen this scoreline before.
Yeah, we did see it back in game 1, and UCLA actually took that game. So we'll see what happens coming out further. It's one of those things where now there's 2 minutes left on the clock. If UCLA lose this lead and USC manage to start taking it, this is match point for them. So UCLA need to take this game if they want any chance of winning the series. But it's an interesting one. Curious Banana is cleared away by Yoink.
Now Wordy in the corner, bringing it across the middle towards Joe Bozo. Dirty Puerco with a nice redirect. Joe Bozo, though, he makes it look easy.
You know, sometimes these things happen, and you're not entirely sure they were intentional. That time it 100% was, but oh my goodness, Joe Bozo setting it up. Completely redirecting that into the goal. 2-2, tied up.
And now, after the kickoff played into the corner, Awesome Pre looking to do some work with this ball here in UCLA's half. UCLA, Dirty Puerco!
Dude, after this, Yoink's going to change his name to Oink to show the appreciation towards Dirty Puerco. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and that was a challenge play. Dirty Puerco was just the first one to get to that ball. He's able to knock it into the net because USC overcommitted. They were so sure they would win that challenge, and that is the result. Now USC yet again on the back foot. Wordy coming into the corner, playing it off the wall towards Curious Banana. Curious Banana now trying to center it. Doesn't quite get the hit he wants. Joe Bozo with these deep aerial play to Wordy, and the shot!
Both these teams are just popping off. We must have just. I want a game 5.
We must have just flipped some hidden switch. We get to see all of these sick plays coming down. Joe Bozo and Wordy hooking up mid-air for that shot. Tied up 3-3 with just over a minute left to go, and this game 4 cannot get more exciting.
Yeah, I mean, 1 minute left on the clock. It's tied up 3-3, ladies and gentlemen. Is this going to be UCLA's chance to bring it to a game 5 and have a bit of a redemption arc after losing 2 in a row? Or are USC going to be able to completely close them out, take the series 3-1? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see for about a minute, but we'll get an answer, that's for sure, as Wordy puts in the 4th goal.
Yeah, USC looking to finish up this series here and now. Another incredible pass play. Banana to Joe Bozo, back to Banana, and then down to Wordy for the score. And I'm wondering if there's some fatigue setting in for UCLA. They didn't challenge any of those aerials. Those were definitely 50-50 balls that I would have liked to see them go after. Now with less than a minute left, they are all of a sudden finding themselves in the back seat, down a goal, and it could be more. Wordy with a hit towards the short, and there's the score. Yoink tried to save it, but it wasn't good enough.
I mean, just like that, it went from a 3-3 close game to the University of Southern California being like, you know what, we're just gonna end it.
Yeah, USC on a mission to prove that game 1 was a fluke, that they are truly the better team in Los Angeles.
Like this.
No, not like this. Joe Bozo skying across. This is what I'm talking about. Challenging these 50-50 balls. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you might just knock one into an open net, and that's what Joe Bozo did right there.
Yeah, he successfully managed to redirect that, and let's be honest, sometimes luck is involved, but that was very nice. That was the 2nd goal today Joe Bozo's done that I've just gone like, okay.
Well, the first one was definitely an incredible skill play, but that one I think was a little bit more luck involved.
Yeah, I don't know. Joe Bozo seems to be one of those players that just seems to pull out these immaculate shots time and time again.
We should check the ball. Do you think he put a magnet in there, bringing it into the goal?
Another one. Oh my goodness! I'm so sad that this is going to be the last game I'm casting for tonight, because this has been incredible, and I expect we're only going to see greater things as we see each of these schools play.
Yeah, and we see good sportsmanship from both sides despite the fierce rivalry. Both teams just happy to have played a good match. USC going to take the victory, and who is your MVP after that match?
You know, if we were to pick an MVP from both sides here, right, it's got to go to Joe Bozo, and throughout the games, Dirty Puerco, if only for the name. But both of them played extremely well. They had some great shots. There was great teamwork. Both of these games being debuts for both the teams. That was fantastic, the level of play that we saw. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be hopping to a quick break as I get off the mic and allow Door to take over with Cool J. We're moving on to UC Berkeley playing against the University of New Mexico. It's been an absolute pleasure casting for you this evening. And as always, I will be back tomorrow. We'll be back momentarily.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still Cool J, and I'm coming back to you with some more Rocket League action. Up next, we've got UC Berkeley facing off against the University of New Mexico. Now, Navik, unfortunately, has had to take a leave of absence from his casting post. Joining me now for the next few matches is going to be Dor. How's it going today, Dor?
I am ready to get into these ones. I got to cast the Group 3 matches earlier on. Excited to see some of this California versus New Mexico action here. I know we've got a lot of Californian teams in, but I am waiting to see what they bring to the table. I got to watch a little bit of that UCLA versus USC match earlier, and oh my god, we're already starting off good here with a nice goal from Trig.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think New Mexico wants to come in and show that California isn't the only place with some good Rocket League, and they show it right there 13 seconds in, scoring that first goal. However, we've seen already today how back and forth these matches can be. One goal may not be enough, and we'll see UNM definitely going to stay on the offensive as Trig already coming in trying to contest this ball.
Yeah, UNM constantly on the attack here, but not finding success until now. And I'm going to eat my words every single time. I was thinking UC Berkeley had gained some sort of traction here, but the ball goes straight into the hands of the orange side, and it's going to be scored immediately.
Yeah, Rinzital right there. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can say about it. It was just the perfect place, perfect time. He comes in, he takes that clearance, and he takes it right into the net. 2-0 now. Only 30 seconds of gameplay have gone by. Now, this series could go one or two ways at this point, and I think it's up to Cal Berkeley to tell us how it's going to go. Can they flip it around on New Mexico, or is New Mexico going to keep doing whatever they want?
I mean, right now it is just mechanical dominance in the attacking half from New Mexico. They're again getting dunked on here. The UC Berkeley side struggling to make it anywhere past their goal line right now. Honestly, I want to see more aggressive play. They need to be getting to these balls before they're in the air because they are clearly not beating UNM in the skies.
Yeah, that may be their only option, but it's very difficult to do. That's why playing in the air is such a huge advantage, why it's so important in this game. I mean, it's half of the name. It's Rocket League. You got to know how to fly. Trig coming in, looking to fly sky high himself. Can't quite get the shot there as it was actually well challenged from Adi, and we'll have to see now. Oh,
the under rotation there from UC Berkeley bites him in the butt. I'm not sure another half of the field exists right now.
Yeah, this ball has basically made its home in the Cal Berkeley half of the field, and New Mexico definitely looking to make a statement right now. Absolutely dominating Cal Berkeley so far.
All right, can confirm another half of the field has been found, but it runs its all already. Going to be shoving it right back into the half of the University of New Mexico here. University of New Mexico doing their best to put it in right in the corner. Jason can reach it. It's going to be actually put in by the Cal Berkeley player.
Yeah, Trig was setting up to knock this one in here, but unfortunately Cal Berkeley, in their attempts to save it, helped them to push it into the goal. Now a 5-0 lead, and I'm just wondering if it can get worse.
Well, I don't think we've seen double digits yet here in the Power Series tournament, but the way that University of New Mexico is playing right now is absolutely insane. Going for air dribbles off of every wall, passing plays left and right. They seem to have it down pat right now, and UC Berkeley got a bit of catching up to do. There's still plenty of games in this series for them to learn, but they've got to learn a lot pretty quick.
Yeah, and we're going to see coming up now, we did see the ball in the other half of the field very briefly, and it's made another short trip back there. Lolikaji and Adi looking to head up, and they actually had a nice little 1-2 right there. Couldn't quite finish it off, though, as UNM was in great position to stop that attack. Arunzatal with a demo, and now they're on the attacking run. Jacek looking to clear it off, but he's not quite close enough to finish off a goal there.
Another shot from Trade downfield, though, will be rebounded towards the UC Berkeley goal. Runs the tall, will make an easy save there, but it allows the cross come in from Richard. Addy's there, but Trigg is there first. Ball back out. Logical has to make the save. will be able to do so. Addy looking for a redirect here, plays it down in the midfield, but Jacek looks to be the man to catch it. Richard, though, after he gets bumped away, is going to put that one straight into the back of the net.
Yeah, and finally Cal Berkeley able to strike back, taking advantage of UNM's over-aggressiveness, and we're starting to see some of the things that you were talking about. We're starting to see them challenging more of these 50-50 balls, playing with a little bit more aggression, and I think really they were just playing scared after they let up that early goal. You know, they just didn't want to let in another one, and they were just playing too passive, giving too much room to New Mexico. Now they're really making New Mexico work for some of these plays, and they're starting to get a little bit of momentum.
Now, the concerning thing here for New Mexico is just the fact that the counterattacks are coming through infinitely more than they were previously. And oh my god, the fake! The bumps! They could have the dribble balls on it, and Richard, though, is going to be there for the save. And seemingly, through some very aggressive Rocket League, UC Berkeley have figured something out here. The bumps, the shots, the counterattacks, it all adds up into some great gameplay.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. I thought that we were seeing goal number 6 from New Mexico, but at the last moment, coming in for the save, UC Berkeley. However, New Mexico, they still want number 6. They're trying to set up a play here, but Richard with a great aerial challenge there, bringing the ball back down the other way. However, Cal Berkeley is struggling to keep this attack going. They're
the shot's good!
Jacek! What a shot right there, disrupting the attack and taking it in for the score.
A beautifully placed shot here, right over the goalkeeper. Gets a little bit of air roll on it. Puts a little bit of stank behind that ball. 102 kilometers per hour. It's just a bit too fast here for the UC Berkeley goalkeeper. 6-1 the scoreline. UNM searching for that Brazil right now. Lorenzo staying aggressive, which is what we want to see from this UNM team. I don't want to see them let up off the gas pedal. They want to punish UC Berkeley for every mistake that they make, because UC Berkeley are looking to do the same right about now.
Yeah, and definitely, as you mentioned, the Brazil scoreline. Luckily, Gus isn't here, or else he would be a little bit upset. 6-1, he's going to be happy with. Jacek, though, he is on the attack. Arenzatal played into the middle. Oh, he can't quite get it on target. Trig was looking to maybe get a rebound, but he's just going to have to back off and come back at it. Trig playing it off the backboard. Adi with an aerial challenge, and now Jacek. Jacek actually misses that one. It's just, is it going to bounce into the goal? No, logical. Going to stop it right there. Adi playing it up into the sky. 10 seconds remaining, and now this one is all but over, as Cal Berkeley needs to look to game 2 and how they can turn things around.
I mean, a significantly better second half of the game there for UC Berkeley, getting the goal, stopping the bleeding. Nearly no goals had on them in the second half of the match. I think there's a lot of things they can look forward to. They did a significantly better job playing towards the center of the field, as well as playing it out of their own half, creating those opportunities for counterattacks. And I want to keep seeing that in the second half. I don't want to see them get passive. I don't want to see them get complacent with New Mexico constantly shooting on them. I need to continue to see them go. Can't tap out. Can't stop moving right now if you're Cal.
Yeah, and I mean, really, if you look at it, the second half of game 1 there was a 1-1 game. I mean, right? Like, for the last 3 minutes, both teams scored a goal. It was very, very close. And if UC Berkeley can keep that going, now they're game 2, the scoreline's back to 0-0, and they may have a chance to really take one.
Well, let's see how the game starts out. It was only about 13 seconds until UNM was able to find a goal in the previous match, and it was straight off the wall. The air dribbles have been dominating from them, and it seems like their real advantage right now is in the mechanical sense up against UC Berkeley. However, UC Berkeley, with solid rotations, good aggression, have been able to counter that effectively. We'll have to see how much ball control UNM can get, though. That's going to be the key to them. Being able to hold on to this, being able to go on those individual plays is going to be the most important factor for them.
Yeah, logical. Going for an early shot, trying to put the pressure onto UNM, bringing the ball into their half. Cal Berkeley looking for some aggression, but UNM bringing it back the other way. They've stopped that aggression, and actually Richard, the perfectly timed hit, is going to disrupt their attack, and now there's only one man back. Arenzatal misses the hit. Jacek and Trig, though, now have time to rotate. That could have been an opportunity for Cal Berkeley, but they were a little bit too slow.
Yeah, and they're still not challenging in the middle of the field right now. They're letting Arunzatal do whatever he wants and go on these dribbles, and that's going to start to get dangerous here as they get more and more opportunities. Trig is going to go for one completely uncontested again, and is going to punish them for that mistake.
I mean, absolutely ridiculous, though. Look at how high in the sky he is. Perfect timing to meet this ball head on. There were two members of Cal Berkeley in the goal, and they still couldn't stop it.
Nothing you can do about that when the shot's coming from that high and the angle's that rough, but UC Berkeley have ways into this game. It's only a 1-goal difference. We've seen them do it before, but Addy's going to take counter-take here. It's real dangerous. As Trig is the only man back. He's got to get aggressive with it. Wins the 50-50. That's a lot of time bought for his team. Now Logical nearly gets there, but the counterattack is going to be shut down immediately. Jacek with another shot here. Richard, great 50-50. This could be an attempt here from UC Berkeley.
Yeah, yet another opening, but look at this control from Trig. Look at these taps on the wall. It does, you mention it time and again, but it doesn't seem to matter where they are. New Mexico always gets the perfect hit. Their ball control is incredible. And Arunzatal coming in for the wall pinch, playing it into the middle. Jacek with the demo as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, and the miss hit. Jacek with the chance. Logical, though, gets the save. That could have been the second goal for New Mexico. And there it is. It was only a matter of time.
I mean, at that point, with the save coming out from Logical and the missed shot, no less, by Arunzatal, I feel like this ball just belonged in the back of the net, and Jacek proving exactly that. 3 minutes and 24 seconds left, though, is plenty of time, but UC Berkeley, they can't keep waiting for the second half to come around. University of New Mexico, they're starting to realize where they can win these balls, and a lot of them are going to be in these aerial 50-50s and these midfield 50-50s if they just understand that the aggression's coming out from UC Berkeley. So eventually, just changing up the pace isn't going to work because there's so much time for UNM to react.
Yeah, but regardless, I do really like the aggression we've seen from UC Berkeley going after a lot more of these 50-50s, and they're actually winning a lot of them as well, and it's keeping this game competitive. Now the key is they've got to clean up some of these offensive rotations, try and get some goals in. To be honest, the goals that have been scored by UNM, aside from that one from Trig right there, the first 2 goals scored by UNM were really just incredible set plays. And I felt like the rotations from Cal were actually pretty good. Right there, that was a bit of a breakdown as Trig really had an open shot.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trig was further away from the ball, and I feel like that kind of reaches the root of the problem here for UC Berkeley is since UNM are able to rely so heavily on their mechanics and on their ability to maintain speed, they're just going to beat you to a lot of these balls because they're playing faster, they're playing more aggressively for the 50-50s. They have a lot of confidence in their ability to win them as well. It's going to net them opportunities, but right now, it's going to be UNM again challenging on the 50-50, understanding where the gap is going to be here. Jacek plays off of Addy, and it's going to go straight on into the back of the net.
And unfortunately for Cal Berkeley today, when it rains, it pours. 4 goals in quick succession for New Mexico right there. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, hate to see it, Cool J. Mercy already halfway through the game here, and UC Berkeley can't catch a break. They can't catch a breath. They can't even leave the replay screen right now. They've got to bear themselves through 2.5 minutes more of this game. 5 minutes, 5 goals is not unheard, but with half that time remaining on the clock, it's honestly a pretty hard time.
I mean, I'm trying to watch some of this gameplay, but I'm still a little bit confused as to how that last goal was scored. It seemed like nobody from the Cal Berkeley side even contested the kickoff.
I don't know, maybe they're just trying to make it more exciting for when that 5-goal comeback comes in. The reverse sweep mid-game, I'm ready for it. I need to see it, though. UC Berkeley needs to show me a sign of life. Show me a little aggression. Show us they got some fight left in them.
Well, Richard there with a nice crossfield hit. Logical playing it off the wall and to himself looking for a shot. It's interrupted by Trig, but the danger is not gone. Richard and Logical still looking for a set play here. Adi comes flying through to hit it out. Richard off the wall, playing it into the center, but Logical misses the connection. Adi keeping it in play just for now, and finally cleared by the UNM defense.
Finally cleared, but to what reprieve here. University of New Mexico are going to get another attempt on the shot. Trig with it. Richard will make the save. Plays it out towards midfield. Addy gains ball control. Uses a lot of boost to do so, though. Now out of boost. trying to flip back towards his own half, but the counterattack's coming in here from New Mexico. It's going to be a hard defense. Jacek with the fake. Richard challenges, though. A great little bit of aggression is going to allow Logical to try and get the cross in, but Trig blows him right on into the stratosphere here as a minute ticks down onto the clock, and UC Berkeley remains scoreless.
Yeah, and that's just a tough burden to deal with. They did find one goal in the last one later on. We'll see if maybe they can find a late goal here, but eventually we're going to want to see them, you know, doing more than just 1 or 2 goals. We're going to want to see them playing a little bit cleaner, playing a little bit more competitive. And this is the thing, is that despite these scorelines, it really has felt like UCal Berkeley is just so close to being in this match. They're just right on the cusp, but UNM is just making these plays look easy. The air dribble all the way across the pitch from Trig. Look at this play. He starts in his own half. Look at the boost control, the car control, and the perfect touch. Adi trying to challenge, but he has no chance against that play.
I mean, this is the exact same thing that we saw in the RIT Canisius matchup earlier. Canisius was struggling to keep up mechanically in the air, but come game 3, after getting 7-2'd, after getting rough games all over the place, they came in, they started playing aggressive in the midfield before the ball was able to enter Sky, challenging 50-50s there, playing fast around that part of the field, and that's when they found themselves in a lead up against one of the strongest teams here. And I think that just puts on display that although the score may be large, the gap between two teams doesn't necessarily have to be that big, but with that, a 7th goal scored, it does get just a little bit larger.
Yeah, and that one was just for style points. Trig gonna dribble it all the way into the goal there. We saw Cal Berkeley, they were juggling it, trying to see if they could get a last-second goal, and New Mexico gonna punish them for it.
I mean, a valiant attempt there by UC Berkeley, but no better than the first round. They've got to figure out their problems. They've shown us good things. The second half of the first game was astounding. They weren't able to carry that momentum over here, so it feels like they're going to have to actually figure out the same problem 2 times. I think they got something to work there by playing aggressively in the midfield, but I don't think they quite realized what was making it tick, and so come the second game, they weren't able to consciously make that decision to continue to do.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if Cal Berkeley can come back in game 3 and somehow make that switch, really start bringing the fight to New Mexico, because as it's been so far, the story of the day is the New Mexico Lobos just doing whatever they want.
Yeah, they've been in control of the field. UC Berkeley, luckily enough, they're not locked in their own half anymore at this point. They're able to play these balls out, but it's really been a matter of 50-50s in the opponent's half that stopped them from scoring. But even doing so, they've got to stop the influx of goals that UNM is throwing at them. It is just a barrage of shot after shot after shot. You're going to run out of boost. You're going to lose your rotations at some point, and you've got to stop those before they can begin that cycle.
Oh, Trig with a shot off the crossbar. Jacek was in position there, but he couldn't quite finish it off. Richard now coming back the other way. He's contesting these balls. He's keeping it in UNM's half. Cal Berkeley looking to try and set something up here. Trig looking for a punisher, but again, challenging these balls lower to the ground. And Richard with a huge play through the air. Unfortunately, can't finish it off. An amazing contest from New Mexico. And Onunzatal from midfield puts it off the top of the goal. And no one's there to follow up. Logical bringing it back the other way. There's no one there. The demo. Oh, but Onunzatal comes in to save it at the last second. Jason coming the other way, looking to punish them for committing on that shot. But he can't quite find the net. UC Berkeley with these defensive rotations. And they're putting some real pressure on New Mexico right now.
That they are, but New Mexico looks to fire right back. Arunzatal on the counterattack here. Jacek and his teammate to follow up. Can't quite get the rebound that they want. Now the ball is stuck in no man's land here in the corner, waiting for somebody to clear. Logical will be the man to do so. Pops it up. Trig looks for a rebound here, plays it out wide. But that's straight back over into the hands of a blue player. Scratch that. Jacek beats him to it. The aggression pays off yet again for UNM, and UC Berkeley dribble out of their half for what feels like the 90th time this game.
Yeah, and the shots back and forth from UNM. Trig, oh my goodness, he just barely couldn't get the hit that he wanted, flying across the middle of the goal. He might have been able to set himself up and put it in. Still 0-0 with just over 3 minutes left to play, and Cal Berkeley has come to fight in this third game. Arunzatal, though, finally going to push one into the goal.
And one's all it's going to take here for UNM. UC Berkeley haven't found success scoring so far, so they're going to need to crank it up another notch here. They've managed to dig deep. They've changed up their pace. They tried changing their gameplay. UNM adapted by the start of the second game. They've got to change it up again, but how do you catch a team off that's playing this well?
It's definitely difficult. There are not many holes for Cal Berkeley to exploit here. It's a situation where they've got to make some holes happen. And there's one right there. The logical with the pass to Richard. Look at this play, forcing the overcommittal on the defensive rotations. Jasek and Arunzatal both caught sleeping, and Richard with an easy shot to even things up.
Good stuff here from Cal Berkeley. They've got a pulse. They've got life. They've got it in them here. But Arunzatal trying to take it right out of them with a shot off the kickoff. And in absolutely no time, University of New Mexico smack them right down.
And those are just so demoralizing. The kickoff goals, Richard and Logical just inches away from saving that shot. But close only counts in horseshoes, does not count in Rocket League. And 2-1 now from UNM, and they're looking to make it 3. Arunzatal with another aggressive push. Richard gonna stop it, but Jasek and Trig are not letting up, playing it over the center, but no one's there to capitalize on it. Arunzatal already moving back in the defensive rotation, but he's too slow. Adi with the pass to Richard, and look at this shot. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I'm losing it.
You probably heard me say, but that's going to be a rough defense when you're facing the wrong way. They got the ball coming at you, 100 kilometers plus. Pass to the teammates, only to speed it up more. Easy second goal on a counterattack there for UC Berkeley, and that's what they need. Solid fundamental Rocket League play that's going to punish UNM, but Jasek's found a shot on the goal somehow here.
Yeah, a very fatal mishit from, I believe that was Logical, trying to save that shot, but Jasek with an amazing angle from up on high to take back the lead for UNM.
We're still not over with it yet. Still half this game remaining. It's a bloody one, though, as these teams go back and forth. And UC Berkeley, they seem to have figured it out. They want to just play for counterattacks, send one person up towards this midfield to not really allow UNM to do whatever they want, but still playing that defensive style that it seems like they want to play. Now here we see the ball taken away. They go for the counterattack, pinch toward the middle. Richard for the finish! No, can't quite find it.
Yeah, and I thought that might have been the moment for Cal Berkeley. 2 minutes left to play, though. There's plenty of time. Logical, no! Trig from midfield, punishing their overcommit yet again. They were just too far downfield. No one's there to come back for it. Logical, it's just a second too late. And how many times have we seen this happen to Cal Berkeley?
I mean, Logical is so close to save. Turns his car the wrong way, unfortunately. Now a 2-goal difference here with 2 minutes. We saw Berkeley score 2 relatively quick succession goals earlier on. However, it's hard to do that one twice against a team like UNM, but they've got the gusto to do it. Arunzatal and all of UNM are basically just going to be looking to take time off this clock. 2 goals is a significantly comfier lead than just the one that they had earlier. So all it is park this bus, keep the ball out of your net, and last a minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, and with the way we've seen Cal Berkeley playing in this game 3, this one is definitely doable for them. The time is ticking down, though, and another mistake may cost them. Somehow UNM can't get that one into the goal. There was no one there to save it. I don't know what happened. Maybe a communication breakdown, or maybe just a misplay. But no matter, Cal Berkeley back on the offensive. Trig with a nice play to try and disrupt their flow that might have worked for them, as now this ball is just bouncing around the midfield. Doesn't seem to have too much of a direction until Trig gives it some with that aerial. Jasek playing it into the corner, looking for a center play, but Logical now able to bring it back. They're challenging it. Adi and Logical bringing it down the field. Going to bounce it off this back wall. Looking to center it up and see if they can't get a rotation in for a score. No, it's coming back the other way though. Trig, off the crossbar, chasing now, in for the score. Can he find it? It's on the goal line, and no, Trig has knocked it out all on his own.
30 seconds left. Cool J, there's plenty of time here for UC Berkeley. They've got to start playing fast though, and that they will. Logical bangs one off the backboard here. Will go out to his teammate, but no shot. Addy misses on the flip. The ball set up. UNM could look to punish here, but it will be redirected by Logical with 10 seconds left on the clock. This ball had better go in quick if UC Berkeley wants a chance at staying alive right now. 1 second on the clock. It runs a tall to add insult to injury. No, ball played back into the ground. 4-2, 3-0. New Mexico are going to seal out the match.
Yeah, and that one was rough. At least we get to see Cal Berkeley coming out, putting a real fight into these matches. I'm looking forward to see how they progress over the course of the season. It was a tough loss for them today, but I think we'll see some more great things from Cal Berkeley and New Mexico in the future.
Yeah, UC Berkeley, they had some sparks of goodness there, some things that they can work on, and clearly the gap isn't as large as the score makes it seem. Like I mentioned, it's just a few little mistakes. Once they get those fixed up, once they realize there's certain parts of the field that they're not really consciously playing for, I think they will be looking a lot hotter. But as for right now, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen what University of New Mexico can do up against UC Berkeley. Now they've got to go up against USC, who ended up losing to UCLA not but a few minutes ago, and it's going to be a great match. We'll be back with you guys and that match in just a moment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We've got some more EGF Power Series Rocket League action coming at you live on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, wherever you're tuning in. It's going down. USC is facing off against the University of New Mexico. We just saw New Mexico dismantle UC Berkeley, and earlier on, we saw USC taking a pretty strong victory against UCLA. What are you thinking about these two teams, Dor?
I mean, generally speaking, you know, the transitive property of esports says that University of New Mexico should win this matchup, but USC put up a pretty strong fight versus UCLA, and I think they stand a good chance in this matchup up against University of New Mexico. Of course, I think USC is really the team you want to focus on here because of how interesting their matchup was earlier. Beating UCLA 5-0 in the first game and then somehow proceeding to lose the next three is an interesting turnaround. And I want to see them be able to bring that same amount of energy early on and be able to maintain it here against UNM.
And already getting into it in 4 seconds is all Arunzatal needs to get on the scoreboard. Is that an EGF Power Series record? We're going to have our fact checkers on it and they'll get back to us. But there's an early goal, a very quick goal for New Mexico, and that's the start that they were hoping for.
I can actually confirm the fastest goal we've seen at EGF was 3 seconds, and for the day, that was the fastest.
All right, well, I guess New Mexico will have a full season to write themselves into the record books. But for now, they want to write another win into the record books. They did start off, well, USC did start off similarly to this in their series against UCLA. They had a rough first game, giving up early goals, and they managed to turn it around and ended up looking totally dominant over UCLA throughout that series. Maybe we'll see a similar thing here. Maybe USC is just a slow starter. We're almost a minute in, and USC hasn't been able to get much done.
I mean, honestly, the way that USC are playing right now, I actually like their playstyle into UNM a lot more than I liked UC Berkeley's earlier on, albeit it is significantly more risky, but they're playing so much more aggressive on the attack and in the midfield. UNM might not even get a chance to see an opportunity to use those mechanics that they love so dearly.
Yeah, but the thing is, they've already got that 1 goal cushion. Even if they can't touch the ball, if they're able to keep it out of the net, that's all that matters.
And with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, it is a tall order, crosses in here. Arunzatal will be the man to tap it out. Alongside him, though, is Joe Bozo, who is just searching for a shot from the midfield. Has passed up to him, but he misses the shot. Will be Trigg trying to follow it up, but just played back to Arunzatal. UNM calmly playing in their own half here, rotating the members into the goal, doing a good job stopping it. That clear, though, might not be what they're looking for, but Trigg gets a touch. The over-aggression from USC is punished. They're too big for their britches, and UNM is more than happy to tell him about it.
Yeah, Curious Banana thought that he was going to be able to challenge that ball, and Trigg reminded him who was boss with that shot right there, because Curious Banana was the last line of defense. That's an easy goal. 2-0 lead now for UNM, and USC needs to figure out a way to bring it back.
It's definitely not impossible right now. Of course, 2 goals is well within reason for 3 minutes here. Of course, UNM managed to do it in just 2. So USC should feel relatively up to the same task. They found opportunities. They have shots on target. It's just a matter of finishing them off right now, getting it past that second and third player that are playing on the aggressive and back line roles respectively whenever UNM are rotating. But UNM, like I'm mentioning, their rotations are just so good right now.
Yeah, the rotations are incredible from them. They're playing a very clean match, really not giving any space to USC. This 2-goal cushion, 2 goals is not a lot in Rocket League, but in this match it seems like a Grand Canyon of difference as New Mexico is actually coming back in for yet another attack run.
Now, though, New Mexico, like you mentioned, search for an attack. Jacek has found all these crazy angles to get shots off, and he nearly finds another one here. Will have to be played out by the side of USC. They have an opportunity to attack, but Trigg has been playing so well in this midfield, controlling the skies up there, making sure no ball is going to get there without his permission. Jacek has another shot, but Joe Bozo, nice little touch here from the USC player, keeping it out of the net, but they're being forced to play defensively, which they do not want right now. They need to get quick and aggressive with it, and they're playing at the same speed as UNM. They're able to keep up, but they're getting beat in the air is where a majority of this is happening, whether it's by Trig in the midfield or whether it's by Jacek on the attack. But when it comes to the attack itself, they're doing pretty well. They're just not able to finish off their opportunities.
Yeah, but now we see yet again ball just bouncing back and forth. And I think New Mexico, with their 2-goal cushion, they feel kind of comfortable just eating some clock. They don't really mind that they're not scoring more goals right now because they just want to get as much time down as possible. Make it so much more difficult for USC. The pressure is building on them. They've got to score soon if they want to get back into this match. And UNM actually looking in for the kill blow, but Joe Bozo going to come in and deny, and maybe an over-aggression there. Wordy with a long shot off the assist from Joe Bozo, and it was indeed over-aggression that did them in. Trig was back, but not enough boost to stop that shot.
And a beautiful shot from Wordy there off of a great pass. It's just enough to get over the goalkeeper. Honestly, pretty textbook plays here so far from USC. It wasn't necessarily the aggression that bought them the goal, but more so punishing the mistakes that UNM are making. They're getting a little bit too cocky here, but it might just be backed up if they can find one more shot. The runs tall though, not able to find the back flip onto that. Curious Banana now trying to play it out of the back here for USC. 30 seconds on the clock is not that much time to get a goal, but it only takes a second for it to go in.
Yeah, 30 seconds remaining as you mentioned, and we'll have to see as it's getting into the crunch time of this match. He bounces it off the side. Joe Bozo coming in to try and finish off. Curious Banana hits it off the post, and now Trig coming back down the other way. 10 seconds left. That could have been the last opportunity USC will have, but now they'll have one final shot at it coming down the field. They've got to keep it off the ground. Is there going to be anyone there? No, and New Mexico is going to take game one.
Well, I think we can already agree this is looking a lot better than the match against UC Berkeley. USC is putting up a real fight here. They're finding their opportunities. It's just a matter of finishing them now, getting the ball out of their half and not allowing UNM to take so many shots from the midfield. I think that's going to be the key to them not having to make so many saves, not having to play so much defense, and really play the way that they want to.
And, you know, USC, they lost game one here, but they've been in this position before. They lost game one of their set against UCLA, and they came back with a vengeance, scoring goals almost at will. And we shall see if maybe a new version of USC is awakened as well in game two against New Mexico. Coming up with the kickoff. And what are your predictions for this one, Dor?
I think with the score reset, USC is going to start playing aggressively again, the same way that we saw them start off in the previous game. They don't seem like they're phased by losing a game. They don't seem like they're phased by going down in goals. They want to play their own hyper-aggressive game, and I fully support that right now against a UNM team who's trying to play solely on the fact that they're not being punished in the midfield nearly enough.
Yeah, and we actually see an early attempt here. This aggression from UNM. They've had a couple shots on goal. Well dealt with by USC, but certainly the pressure building from dealing with these attacks. Finally, a good hit from Wordy is going to disrupt it and bring it back the other way. He's going to bounce it off the back, but Trig comes across the side wall, going to be able to disrupt their attack before it really even gets started.
Yeah, now it's still going to be continuing here. USC's attack, however unsuccessful, was definitely a good attempt, and we like to see them making moves. But oh, Trig, he's missed an open goal. The ball goes back towards him, but UNM can't find the shot. Runs tries to dribble it out, but he's just going to give Curious Banana a bunch of momentum. Trig gets real aggressive on it, punishes. Now Wordy, there's an open goal back there. UNM need to be careful, but USC need to back up, need to get boost, bide their time here for the next opportunity to counterattack.
Yeah, we're going to need an instant replay on those two whiffs in a row. Arenzental and Jacek both had an opportunity to score a goal there, and they just couldn't get it on the target. And that one may come back to haunt them. It's still a 0-0 scoreline, and USC has been playing with that aggression that we were talking about, that you were hoping to see from them to really make changes in this matchup. Joe Bozo playing it into the corner. They're looking to center this ball. Are the rotations on point? They're actually going to go back. They didn't really like the way that one was set up. Wordy going to try and disrupt the counterattack and see if they can go for a new setup. Jacek playing it across the middle. Joe Bozo now with the ball. Wordy and Curious Banana combining midair. It goes off the backboard, but Joe Bozo can't knock it towards the goal. He doesn't get the hit that he wants, and that was a great chance for USC that was not followed up on.
So USC currently don't have too much in the way of boost. This opportunity for an attack really isn't as devastating as it seems. I love this pass back, though. It buys them so much time to get aggressive again, regroup, gain their boost, and go for this ball in the air. But Trig is just too high, too consistent in that midfield. He's going to be following that one up immediately. Now UNM, they've got a cross made. A run stall with a shot. Blocked easily by all three USC players playing back right now. The rotations nearly break down there for them, but they managed to hold on. Now they've got an opportunity at a counterattack with plenty of boost in the tank.
And we'll have to see what comes up next. This one has been a very back and forth match. These two teams have really gotten a good feel for each other after that game one. And we're seeing a new version of USC. Joe Bozo skying through, looking for the shot, can't quite connect with it. Now Trig going down the side of the pitch here with Joe Bozo in tow. He plays it across the middle, but it wasn't quite the hit they were looking for. Jacek and Rinzatal just let it fly by. Rinzatal with a shot on goal. Curious Banana with a save, though. Trig bringing it into the corner, looking for another center play. They want this to be their chance. And Rinzatal flying through, but that's not to be. And they may have overcommitted. Rinzatal is flying back towards this goal. Now they have the rotation safely set. Curious Banana looked to set himself up with the air dribble there, but it didn't work out. And now UNM back the other way. Can they find it? Joe Bozo, everyone back and forth, and it is chaos.
That it is, but it's chaos that USC are thriving in right now. They want to see this ball bounce everywhere. They want to be chasing it around. They want to be playing for every single touch on this ball, and right now, it's carrying this game. We might be able to see an overtime here, but the way these two teams are playing, someone has to give first.
And we shall see who will give. A minute left in the game. Arunzatal finally puts it in. 1-0 now for New Mexico, and that could be the killing blow. It remains to be seen. A minute is a lot of time, but we've certainly seen crazier things happen.
USC can still fire back here. We've seen it many a time where a team just absolutely claps back at a goal. But with that kind of kickoff, it is going to be a while before USC can get their hands on this ball. Played into the corner here. Trig looks like he wants to go forward, but it's going to be passed out by Wordy. Teammate not there. Will be beat out by runs. Tar only gets a little piece of the ball. Jacek plays back down into the corner. The cross in. Trig there for the clear, though. And I feel like Trig really has been an integral part of this UNM team. Playing the midfield, playing the defense so consistently has net them so much ability to play aggressively and play in the opponent's half. Now USC, that's the one player they haven't been able to get the ball past. Looking for a counterattack off the save, but with 30 seconds remaining, they need to make it fast here. Curious Banana gets passed out to Joe Bozo. The shot's under the goal. There's nobody in, and it's 1-1. USC tie up the game.
And that was the perfect opportunity. Trig, he's been their defensive hero, but he just made a super big misplay. He was nowhere near that goal when he hit that ball into the center, and Joe Bozo capitalizes with a shot from across the pitch. 20 seconds left. This one may be going to overtime as we're all tied up at 1.
I mean, Trig might not have been the issue there. I think he went forward on the attack, was doing a proper rotation. You can't always be back for defense. You can't just keep a goalkeeper. You need to be rotating, and the second that Trig rotated defense was the second that USC went on the attack, and it was the instant that they found a goal. Now with 3 seconds left on the clock, Cool J, I think we're heading into the first overtime.
Yeah, here we are in overtime. It is sudden death, ladies and gentlemen. The first team to score will take this game, and this one could get interesting. Already, UNM is threatening, and any kind of threatening attack in this sudden death is a threat to the livelihood. USC just trying to stay alive. They want to take this match. They need to find a way to clear, though. This ball has stayed in their half for the entirety of the overtime. Finally, Curious Banana going to get a clear, and that's huge. Jacek is back on the rotations now, but they have gotten sufficiently set up for their offensive push. Wordy playing it into the middle. They're trying to keep the pressure up on the other end. USC is looking for the play. Joe Bozo with a nice little tap to Curious Banana across the middle.
Oh no! University of New Mexico at the worst time. Curious Banana plays at center. There's absolutely nobody in sight to put it in, but Arunzatal is more than happy to do it for him there. University of New Mexico let the ball in. USC tie the series. And after that first game, honestly, I am amazed at the control they're managing to get there at the end.
And another thing to note, we saw the exact same scoreline just flipped. First game, it was 2-1 New Mexico. Now this time in favor of USC. Another interesting tidbit, New Mexico actually had more shots on goal than USC in that match at 8-6. So interesting that USC was just able to capitalize on their chances, even though they didn't have as many shots on goal.
I mean, I, for one, think that even more impressive was just the amount of ball control that New Mexico had, yet USC was able to so consistently find the shots on the counterattacks. And one of the things that I think makes New Mexico be able to do what they do on the attack is their effective boost control, as well as USC's lack of really boost management on each of their players. They're holding down that boost button, but they're not really able to find it back because New Mexico, every time they go on the attack, they are taking those corner boosts, they're taking those small pads, they're making sure that USC is working with as little as possible in the tank.
Yeah, and Trig wasted no time making sure that USC was sweating. They want to get revenge for that Game 2 loss. He went for an early shot attempt. The aggression was dealt with by USC, but they're coming back in. Trig playing across the crossbar. Oh no, it runs it all. He had a perfect opportunity right there, but he hits it just a little bit too high. Now Curious Banana and USC are looking to punish them. Joe Bozo coming in. Low, it runs it all. No!
USC, they're not just a fluke. It's not just an accident. Joe Bozo's there. He's going to punish you every day of the week. Arunsatol is flipping around like a wild fish out of water, but there's nothing that he can do to reach that ball. USC take their first early lead of the night. This has got to feel great for them.
Yeah, and on the other side, Arunsatol has to be kicking himself. On one end, he just barely misses a goal, and on the other end, he gets faked out and gives one up. Now, he and his team have got to find a way to fight back into this, but Curious Banana isn't interested with another incredible shot from midfield.
All right. It really must be Freaky Friday. Navik and I mentioned it earlier, but teams just seem to be swapping sides right around that Game 2, Game 3 point, and the game flips on its head, turns itself around. The same exact thing that USC did to UCLA, or UCLA did to USC rather, after losing 5-0. They run it back the next 3 games afterwards. USC's looking to give New Mexico the same exact treatment.
Yeah, and Curious Banana looking to get a controlling touch there. I don't think he realized how close Jacek was, but it does end up working out for them. Wordy now bringing this ball up the pitch. It's been centered off a pinch play, but Arunsatol now bringing it back. He's got this dribble. Oh, but he doesn't see Curious Banana. He can't quite win that challenge. And coming back the other way now is USC with this ball. Wordy with a demo. That could be very dangerous for the defensive rotations of UNM, but Arunsatol yet again bringing it down the pitch, looking for redemption for his squad.
Like what I'm seeing out of University of New Mexico, they stabilized. They haven't been disheartened by these 2 goals. Their play style seems to be relatively the same. However, they're keeping that one man back pretty hard. They don't want to be scored on again, but honestly, with 3 minutes left in the game, you've got to start thinking, okay, at what point do we start taking risks to try and score goals here? And I think you maybe want to start now, but they might get scored on again. Joe Bozo turns around what was supposed to be a pass out of their own half into a shot back into it.
Yeah, Curious Banana over to Joe Bozo. Jacek just a little bit too late on the save, knocks it into his own goal. A 3-goal lead now. And as we're coming into it, USC, despite a rough start in Game 1 and a very close Game 2, now has looked to be dominating UNM. Although, look, Jacek just barely misses the goal on that one. Trig flying in, but misses the aerial. Wordy coming down the sideline of the pitch. Jacek going to disrupt this attacking run. He's trying to get a hit on the sidewall here. Oh no, it's floating in no man's land. Curious Banana puts in yet another one for USC.
Wow, and how disheartening would it be to see UNM go scoreless here in a Game 3 after they had such a good Game 1. Not being able to finish off this series would be awful for them, but you know what? USC, they know what it feels like. They know what it feels like to be on the other end of that, dominate in Game 1 and then lose 3 games in a row. They want to dish that out to somebody else, and right now, that proctor of pain is just non-stop here. USC are clinical with their execution and absolutely all out balls to the walls, aggressive with every push they take.
Yeah, and now Jacek with the air dribble. Oh, but no! He loses control of the air dribble. It drops right into Wordy's waiting arms, and he's going to take an easy shot on goal right there.
And I just want to appreciate this. 3 USC members forward challenging every single ball. This is not the advised way to play. You're supposed to rotate, supposed to keep people around, but when a team loses confidence and they stop trying to play the ball consciously out of their own half and start just banging it down the field, you can be more than confident to put 3 players up, punish their mistakes, and score goal after goal after goal here as the 6 goes in, and USC, with their patented aggression, put another one in the back of the net.
And now the floodgates have opened. UNM knows what it feels like to be on the UCLA squad from earlier on the receiving end of one of USC's just tactical barrage of goals. Incredible set plays from them, and the UNM is just left real.
That they are. Minute 40 left on the clock. There's still time to gain some goal differential, maybe catch up, but that's a tall order here. Of course, plenty of game time after this, but taking it to game point against somebody that you beat on the first map is not where you want to be. Wordy, though, will have an opportunity, a shot here. It's going to be saved by Runzatal. No 7th goal allowed for USC quite yet, but there it is. Here's Banana directly on top of the ball. He's got the cross, and he's going to finish it all on his own. 7-0 USC with one of the most dominant scorelines we've seen all night.
Yeah, he waterfalls it down to himself, and Jacek and Runzatal both there. But I feel like we're starting to see a lack of confidence on the UNM side. Earlier on, we were seeing them challenge those types of plays. This time, they just kind of let it happen, and USC is punishing them.
I mean, we talk about this all the time here at EGF, how much confidence matters to your play. And challenging 50-50s, winning 50-50s is something that you need to be absolutely confident in your decision-making. That way you're not hesitating, losing them, and then losing games like this, because the second that you just roll over and let USC do whatever they want, that's the second that you're going to see scorelines like this. And that's why USC are doing so well, is because even when they lose games, they are by no means staying out of them. They're keeping their heads up. They're keeping the confidence high. They can return to playing their aggressive style and look to catch a team like UNM off guard. The second that the second or third goal went in there up against them, it was basically curtains. They had already started playing defensive. You can tell they're not going for attacks that they normally would here. And now it is just shot for shot for USC. You check the tab here. New Mexico, they've got a few attacks in from earlier on in the game, but absolutely nothing of any real substance. No creative attack has been made. No attempt at an aerial passing play that isn't off the wall or off the backboard here. And nothing that's really going to score on a USA team that looks like they've got everything buttoned up.
Yeah, 20 seconds left to go, and with this dominating scoreline from USC, it's really all but over for UNM. They've got to look to game 4 to see if they can turn it around. They're going to have their backs against the walls, though, on match point, and we'll see how they respond to that kind of pressure.
And now as the ball touches the ground, oh no, here's Bennett, he wants another. All 3 members are forward, but he can't complete the dribble. The ball touches the ground there. University of New Mexico are granted some degree of mercy here by USC. But as we head into game 4, and what is match point here for a New Mexico team that has been absolutely catapulted into the ropes out of nowhere by a USC side that looks absolutely incredible right now, I've got to say, how on earth do you reset from an 8-0? Yes, the score is going to start out 0-0, and we've seen New Mexico do it, but the way that, or we've seen USC do it, but the way that New Mexico played that game after a couple goals, it looked like they didn't know what to do anymore. Somehow here in the next 20 seconds here of the game, off of kickoff, they need to find a goal. They need to find some sort of momentum, because I don't think that mental reset's going to come immediately after an 8-0.
Yeah, and luckily we'll get the answer to that question very shortly. The kickoff coming in, USC and UNM flying towards this ball. We'll have to see how it goes. Curious Banana and Joe Bozo getting the early advantage for USC on the kickoff, taking it into UNM territory. Jacek with an aerial challenge. He is going to knock that ball away. Joe Bozo had a chance for a shot on goal, but he's just off target.
And honestly, I want to see individual play here from UNM. as much as I advocate for team play, passing, and creative attacks here, I think they're not being very creative with their attacks. They're playing off the walls and off the corners here in fairly easy to read ways for USC. I want to see something like Jacek taking this ball up the wall, doing one of those air dribbles that we saw earlier on in the night that he was doing so well with, really start helping pop the team off, get their mental back in the game, and show that, okay, we can compete with this USC team. That last game should not define this series.
Indeed, it should not. Curious Banana, though, flying down the field. He had a chance at a shot on goal, but Jacek deals with it pretty easily. USC and UNM now both fighting around this midfield area. Joe Bozo going to win the overall challenge. Arinzatal is back to save any kind of shots, but the rest of his teammates are nowhere to be found. Jacek comes flying in at the last moment, and he's actually going to deny Curious Banana the chance at a challenge as well. Coming back and forth is this ball. A little bit more than a minute gone now, and we've seen some incredibly competitive play, but Trig finally opens up the gates.
All right, we talked about it already. When it rains, it pours here in this match. Let's find out if that's true. University of New Mexico, they've got one on the board. They're looking to take us to Game 5 to try and make this one even. 3:35 on the clock is plenty of time for USC. I don't think they're doing anything particularly wrong here. They got caught a little bit off on a rotation there. A great attack by Trig. Finds a tiny little hole in the defense, but I don't think that's going to be a consistent opportunity here for UNM. I think the consistent opportunity comes when they start challenging these and realizing, okay, this USC team, not as bad as they seem. We're done. It's past Game 3. New match, new us, but at 1-0, it seems like they're starting to get a little bit of their confidence back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, coming off an 8-0 to score the first goal of this match, and now they're threatening to score more, bringing it all the way down. Jacek looking to play it into the center. His teammate Arinzatal comes in to help him out just a little bit. He plays it over the middle. That was a perfect opportunity, a wide open goal, but his team was nowhere to be found. And now coming back the other way, luckily the defensive rotations are in for them. They should be able to hold tight, but the danger is not gone. Curious Banana looking for a shot. Arinzatal with a nice save. Wordy there to knock it back into the fray. Is it going to be enough, though? Arinzatal is back. Curious Banana, the only one there. The perfect save just in time. UNM was looking to go up 2-0.
And you can see just how far forward these USC players are playing right now. They're playing hyper-aggressive, shooting for every single 50-50, and they are scoring goals off the back of it. But now that UNM seems to have gotten their mojo back, they're going to be beating them on most of them, but a great counterattack out of their own half. UNM didn't challenge this ball earlier because they were going to get boost, and it allows USC to find a great opportunity off the backboard.
You know, it's such a beautiful fake out, too, by Joe Bozo, dumping it off to his teammate. He could have attempted the shot there, but there were two UNM players there to defend it. He had the awareness and the recognition to know his teammate was right there, and it leads to an assist and a score. Now a tied scoreline, and we'll have to see, can UNM respond again? They're already threatening deep in USC's half, but finally a clearance from them, and Joe Bozo actually looking to redirect in for a score. It's not going to work out this time as Jacek's in position to defend, but the danger is not gone. USC threatening to score again.
I mean, UNM, the thing is, they can score from anywhere. You check out where these USC players are playing. Their furthest person back is usually around the midline. It is entirely punishable, and when UNM find that lob, find that shot from far away, it is almost guaranteed to go in here. It's just a matter of when or if that happens.
And the rare double demo coming out, so we're playing a little bit of duos here for a few seconds as we wait for those cars to respawn. They're back into the fray now, and Trig with a nice clearance, but he pays with it with his life. Now USC is using that as an opportunity to get some aggression going with just over a minute left. They want to score now, but Jacek with a huge clear off the back wall. Now bringing it back the other way. Trig into the corner, looking to center it to his teammates. He's playing it through the middle, but he doesn't like that. Oh no, with the rotations!
Oh my goodness, from across the field, UNM are caught with their pants down, caught with absolutely everybody forward. The pinch from Curious Banana, and his teammate puts the ball right on through them. There's nothing UNM could have done about that, given the way they misrotated.
Yeah, and now with 53 seconds left, UNM, they struggled so heavily last game. This game, they have already put one in the net, but they need to get one more. and we shall see if they can do it. The clock ticking down, the pressure is building. They're trying to set things up as the ball bounces around the midfield. Neither team really gaining too much control. Trig with a very long range shot, not quite on target, but that's exactly what they needed to really start putting the pressure on, playing a little bit closer. A nice touch from Joe Bozo, going to clear the danger, but not for long. Bringing it back the other way is USC, maybe looking to widen the margin and secure victory, but a long range shot from Jacek. Joe Bozo with the aerial challenge is going to take it down, but it's not on the danger zone of Rinzenthal. If that hit could have been on target, that would have been a score. Time is ticking down. We'll see, can they make something happen? Curious Banana going across the ceiling now. 3 seconds left to go. They need to keep this ball from touching the ground.
All right, heads up off the wall here. Trig trying to keep it alive, but with that touch, this ball will almost definitely come down. USC, after getting smacked around the first game, they say nay. We're going to run it right on back down New Mexico's alley, and they do so in style. Fantastic play by USC, and I want to highlight one player specifically here, Joe Bozo. Everything that we are talking about Trig doing in those first 2 games, controlling that midway point of the field, letting absolutely nothing through, winning every single aerial challenge. Joe Bozo did the exact same thing, and it came up huge for his team.
Yeah, I agree. It may not have shown on the scoreboard, the goals going to his teammates, but all the praise, I agree, belongs on the shoulders of Joe Bozo. Some incredible play from him and his teammates as we see UNM taking the series 3-1.
Yeah, UNM had a rough time there against USC, but we do have some more Rocket League action coming at you guys in just a minute. We've got UCLA taking on UC Berkeley in our second to last match of the night. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back with you in a moment.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with the second to last series of the night. It's going to be UCLA facing off against UC Berkeley. We've seen both of these squads face off against some other teams earlier tonight. Both of them showed some good results, and we'll see if here they can find a win as we're getting into the match.
And already we're going to be starting out here with UC Berkeley in the blue, UCLA on the orange side. And we've seen great things out of both these teams, but it was UCLA who came away with a series earlier on in the day, looking to continue that dominance here up against a UC Berkeley who's thirsty for their first win.
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes. The two California teams facing off 30 seconds in. So far, it's been a back and forth match. Neither team taking too much control. Logical trying to bring the ball into UCLA airspace, but his permit was denied, and the ball is back in. And Dirty Puerco almost had a chance at a shot on goal, but unfortunately the Filthy Pig is not going to find it this time. Yeah,
now still on the attack though is UCLA, keeping the barrage of shots coming, rotating just about one member forward here, making sure there's somebody that always challenges 50-50s. Nothing particularly interesting until they can catch out UC Berkeley on an under rotation. They might have just done that. We got a shot. Addy with an amazing save. Another shot's in though, and Dirty Puerco comes to pick up the scraps and does so beautifully.
Yeah, and they were playing a dangerous game there. Adi already with an incredible save, but when you try and ask for two in a row, that's what's going to happen to you. The first goal going in favor of UCLA.
About a minute in, not as quick of a goal as we've seen in prior series. Right now, UC Berkeley holding on, but Logical wants to do more than that. Evens up the score line here. Logical, fantastic shot. Beats out the opposing player in the air, going absolute Mach 2, making sure that one's going to hit the back of the net.
Yeah, and to him, it was plain to see that it was ready for a tie game, and now he's hoping to bring his team back to maybe even a lead. Aggression from both sides right now. Logical with another good hit right there, but Dirty Puerco is having none of it. Brings it back into the UC Berkeley side, and now the ball's just bouncing around, taking a little vacation. Both teams just kind of letting it sit there for a little bit. Both teams trying to figure out where they want to go with it.
All right, still at 1-1 here as we approach the halfway mark in the game, but UC Berkeley seem to have stabilized heavily. They are getting a lot of shots off on this UCLA net, and earlier on in the match it was UCLA with most of the aggression, but right now they're just being challenged for every single ball. There's going to be another shot in here, and it's going to head straight on in as Richard brings the scoreline 2-1 and finds UC Berkeley their first lead.
Yeah, Logical right there, basically forcing Yoink and Dirty Puerco out of position with his shots, and it just made it very easy for Richard to fly in and get the score.
All right, plenty of time here for UCLA, but a second goal from UC Berkeley could be absolutely devastating here. Cal Berkeley has had a bit of a rough night, but if they can just finish off one of these games, come out ahead, we're already looking significantly better than our earlier match up against New Mexico. And I like what I'm seeing, and it's exactly what we saw out of them in that match. They got more aggressive, they started to fix some of their issues, and they're applying all of those concepts right now up against UCLA.
And we'll see now, though, UCLA on the offensive. They've got it deep in UC Berkeley's half, but not for long. Richard is going to clear that ball, bring it back into on the offensive. Not quite able to find anything of it, though. It ends pretty quickly. Now both sides playing a little bit of bouncy ball, just hitting it back and forth, seeing if they can find an opening, and both teams not really letting anything through.
You know what though, just pinging the ball back and forth from one side of the field to the other. Sometimes teams just get comfortable doing this, and at that point it's going to turn into a battle of attrition. Who messes up first? Who's going to be the first one to make a mistake? It has to be UC Berkeley though, because UCLA are down 1 with 2 minutes on the clock. I don't think they can afford to play this style.
Yeah, Awesome Pre coming across the goal there, going to clear it out of the danger zone with the help of his teammate Yoink. Yoink now off the wall, playing it into the middle. Richard with a touch on it, and actually UCLA did not like that attack run. Dirty Puerco and Awesome Pre had already backed off. They didn't really like what they were seeing. Now UC Berkeley on the offensive, already a goal lead, looking to make a 2-score cushion but they're just getting disrupted with all of these hits. Logical, not sure if he meant to do that, hits it kind of the wrong direction. Richard, though, is able to pick up on it, try and bring it back in. UCLA with some aggression. Only 2 men back for UC Berkeley. Dirty Puerco with a shot on goal is saved from Logical, but the ball has not been cleared just yet.
1:05 left on the clock here. UCLA approaching the net, but not able to find anything. UC Berkeley have changed the way they're playing. They're parking the bus. They are just waiting this game out. 55 seconds left on the clock is a tall order here to just demand a goal from a team like UC Berkeley. That is more than competent, but they've been caught out in the rotations. Addy does get back in time. Ball going just slow enough there, but now every single time this ball heads back into UCLA territory, it is time off the clock, and time is money for them right now.
Time is money indeed. 30 seconds left to go, but 1 goal is all they need. It's coming the other way, all the way across the field. Awesome Pre with the score.
And at an absolute snail's pace, no less here. Going so slow, the player just not in the right position, not rotated correctly, and 30 seconds remain on the clock here as we're tied 2-2. We could see our second overtime of the night, Cool J.
We could indeed. However, with the way these teams have been playing, I'm not sure that I would bet on it. 20 seconds left to go. The explosive offenses looking for a final score here. And UC Berkeley is looking desperately to defend their goal as UCLA trying to set up an attack. It's coming back the other way now. UC Berkeley, Adi with the shot. Yoink getting the save. Now 3 seconds left to go. This is the last chance. Oh! Dirty Puerco with the last sentence is going to save that shot from Addy, and now we are going to overtime.
Now we will. 2-2 here, scoreline dead even after the match. First goal to score is picking up all the marbles here, and right now it's starting off with UCLA playing pretty aggressive. Logical can't get the touch he wants. The ball's across the center, but Richard will be there to clear it out. The rotation's caught off a little bit here from the side of UC Berkeley, but they will have a shot at clearing this ball out. It goes down off the roof. Not the touch he wants because Awesome Pre will be there to clear it right back out. We're playing ping pong again here, Cool J. This ball's going to continue to bounce back and forth unless somebody decides to get aggressive.
Yeah, indeed, we need to see some aggression coming out, but we don't want to see an overcommittal right now in sudden death. One mistake is all it takes to lose this game, and both teams, it looks like, are trying to avoid that mistake, and they're not so worried about trying to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, just don't get scored on is the name of the game here in overtime for a lot of these teams. Unless you're someone like RIT, probably like a University of New Mexico, you're not too concerned about scoring itself. You'll send 1 player forward, maybe 2 if you're confident you're going to get across through here. But they are more than content just chillaxing on their own half right now as 1 minute ticks over on the clock. The cross nearly will come in from the side of UC Berkeley. And, oh, it heads across the goal, but just can't be finished off. Dirty Puerco gets there first, now has an air dribble to try and put it into the back of the net, but after the shot is taken, nothing will happen such.
Yes, and UCLA with a chance. Oh! Awesome Pre going to sky in for the score and take game 1 for his team.
And just a good follow-up on a bad clear there from Richard. Textbook stuff from UCLA, and we talked about it being a game of attrition, and the first team to mess up was UC Berkeley. That clear just not up to par with what it needed to be. UCLA going to be taking game 1 here in our second to last series of the night.
Yeah, and if this game 1 was any indication, this should be a fun series to watch. These teams seem to be very closely matched, very competitive, and I'm excited to see what we have coming up from them next.
Now, we've seen some pretty good stuff from UC Berkeley, but it's really been inconsistent. We saw them score 2 goals relatively quickly. We saw them take and hold on to their lead, but then lose it to UCLA after giving up a few goals. If there's one difference, though, between the first half of this game and the second half of the game that you want to see Cal bring back, what do you think that is?
Honestly, that's a tough question. I feel like the biggest thing for Cal right now is just their overall, it's their overall coordination, really. It seems like they have a lot of these attack runs. They're trying to clear the ball. They're trying to move it upfield. And then as soon as they do, UCLA is just bringing it right back. They don't seem to have purpose with some of these longer plays. And I'd like to see them maybe get some more of that set up, maybe keep that ball control a little bit more.
All right, you heard it. They know what they need to fix. The question is, will they be able to do it here in game 2 as UCLA looks to try and take this game into match point. Richard dribbling out of the half here, logical. Going to be rotating back, waiting, allowing Addy to get this ball, but he's used a lot of boost to get there. Only on 30 now. He's going to have to scramble back into the net, though, and with not much in the tank, he's got to make a save as well. Rotation won't quite come in on time from UCLA. There's a little bit of a gap here where UC Berkeley can try to look to dribble out of their half, but they are just struggling to get this ball anywhere past midfield. Finally, though, Richard will break that silence, gets the ball out, but it's Yoink to receive it. Logical goes up high, trying to stop it, and now it is UCLA challenging every single ball that comes in their path, and it looks really good control-wise for them.
Yeah, the control is what we were talking about, and it looks better, and it looks amazing right there as Adi is able to get an easy goal. And my question is, what just happened? We see 2 missed challenges. Dirty Puerco a little bit late. Awesome Pre just skying right past it, and Adi with an open net right there to take the early lead for Cal Berkeley.
I mean, mechanical mistakes happen, but when 2 in a row happen, that's when it almost definitively is going to be netting the opposing team a goal. UC Berkeley doing a great job of punishing. Textbook save there from Addy. Not too worrying here for the UC Berkeley side. Seeing as they're 1 goal up, they are more than comfortable right now. They've got a shot on target and second goal in the banks. Exactly how they started out in the previous game. They will this time. They got to try and hold on to the lead.
And really, for me, this is all on Yoink. I think Yoink was in position right there, but maybe just a little bit too slow. Logical able to get the score. Now 2 goals. UCal Berkeley is going to be feeling pretty comfortable, especially after the way that UCLA was scoring in the first game.
They can be confident all they want, but they've seen this exact same lead, and they've thrown this exact same lead away right now. UCLA know that they can bring this one back. I don't think their heads are going to be slumped quite yet, but the more we see these little mechanical mistakes like that miss from Awesome Pre, they're going to start to add up, and it's going to start to add into goals for UC Berkeley.
Yeah, and I think you really hit it on the head. They may be getting comfortable, but what we really don't want to see is them getting complacent. That's what we've seen from them before. They get too comfortable in their lead. They think it's going to last forever. They stop pressing. They stop with the aggressive play that got them that lead in the first place.
Still going for these plays, though. Addy's got a pass in. Great save there from Dirty Puerco. We'll stop that ball right in his tracks. Awesome Pre goes for a clear, but a good challenge by Richard. And now Addy going for 2 50-50s in a row. Exactly what we want to see here from this UC Berkeley side is going to net them a little bit of possession on this ball. Richard has a lot of time to hold it, but he decides to backflip, which is going to go really, really badly for this blue side. Logical forced to get an iffy clear on it, which will just drop right back down in the midfield here.
Yeah, but luckily they're able to win it in the midfield. Logical even going for a shot towards the goal. It wasn't really much of a threat, but still forcing some pressure onto UCLA, but UCLA seemed unfazed as Yoink sets himself up and finishes it off with a little bit of an assist from Odd.
Quality stuff there from Yoink. What can I say? Right place, right time. Recognize the mistake from UC Berkeley and punish it. 2-1 as UCLA creep back up on that scoreline that we saw last game, that one that haunts UC Berkeley currently. They need to get another goal in here if they want to feel even the most, let's say the tiniest amount of comfort right now, as UCLA has proven they have the ability to come back in these games.
Yeah, and you know what? A 2-goal cushion always makes everything feel a little bit better. Oh, but that was a very dangerous misplay from Richard. Awesome Pre able to bring it all the way back down the pitch. Logical, though. The rotations are in. Cal Berkeley not worried at all. Dirty Puerco bringing it back down the sideline. And yet again, the rotations for Cal Berkeley. Adi able to set it up. Oh, and look at that. He's able to trick down 2 of these UCLA players. The double demo coming in yet again. Awesome Pre playing it into the corner. Logical and going for that 50-50 challenge. Yoink with the shot, and oh no, Richard was just a second too late at stopping that one.
And the flashbacks are coming in here. UC Berkeley aren't feeling too good, Cool J. They feel exactly like last game, and with the momentum headed in the way of the orange side, I can only expect more aggression coming out from them, only more confidence, and only more 150-50s here. Yoink will prove that exactly right as the ball heads straight for UC Berkeley's territory. Richard tries to play it out, but that's put a stop to immediately by Dirty Puerco, who gets across in dangerous territory here, but Richard will play it out.
Oh, but Dirty Puerco playing it across the middle. His teammates aren't there to follow up on it. A little bit more than a minute to go. The game is all tied up. Richard flying through the sky. He's going to play it into the corner. Centers back into the middle. But an incredible clearance there from Dirty Puerco. Dirty Puerco now playing it through the corner, playing it off the wall. His teammates are there to set it up, but Awesome Pre is nowhere to be found. There could have been a shot chance. He's back for the defensive rotations, playing safe. The aggression is gone. Richard, though, he is feeling very aggressive, going for a 50-50 challenge deep in UCLA's territory. Yoink is going to get the demo onto him, and now the ball is coming back the other way for UCLA.
That is, and we've seen pretty good stuff here from both sides, but with 30 seconds left on the clock, I would not be surprised if we got to see yet another overtime. I would not be too surprised.
Yeah, it's really looking that way right now. 20 seconds left. There may be only 1 or 2 opportunities left at a shot on goal. A nice challenge there between Adi and Awesome Pre. And now Dirty Puerco bringing it back down. Logical looking for the shot. He's going for the air dribble. He gets it over Awesome Pre, but Yoink is there as the last line of defense. Richard brings it into the corner. Logical is still here in the center. Adi coming through the sky. The shot into the goal. Awesome Pre with the save, though, and it's going to hit the ground in a second. Overtime in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, this action can only be seen on official EGF, the EGF Power Series Rocket League, and we're still going. More Rocket League action. It's like, what, a 2-for-1 deal? Awesome Pre bringing it into the corner. Dirty Puerco looking for the shot, but he can't quite find it.
The gift that keeps on giving here at EGF, Cal versus UCLA, but it's UCLA who again in overtime steal the game away.
And now we may be looking at something of an overtime curse. Cal Berkeley, 2 games in a row, they go up 2-0 and they end up losing 3-2 in overtime. The question is, are they going to be able to break this cycle in game 3?
I know, man, it's starting to haunt them over and over and over again. They've just got to manage to hold on to these leads. They're doing a fantastic job earlier in the game. They're changing up their play, but later on, the second that first goal goes in, it just feels like a descent for them. The second one comes so rapidly after, and it feels like they're just scrambling to come back at that point. They lose sight of their own play style. They lose sight of the way that they were scoring goals beforehand, and it's all about just staying par for the course, staying exactly on that line that you started the game off at, and that's what's going to win Cal some games.
And hopefully Cal is going to bring it back this one. You've just laid it out for them, the changes they need to make. We talked about it already. They're able to get off to such a fast start, and then they just drop off the map. We'll see this time if they can get a full game going. And the kickoff is already a little bit in favor of UCLA. Dirty Puerco bringing it into the corner. There's a challenge from Richard, and that challenge is won, but Yoink brings it right back with a challenge of his own. The danger has not been cleared. Logical looking for a play. Dirty Puerco flying through the sky, plays it off the backboard. Actually a waterfall play, and Yoink was flying through, but he couldn't quite find the hit.
Oh, great pass.
Shot towards the goal. Adi, though, with the save. Now Richard in the corner. He's going to bring the ball down the sideline here. Yoink going to challenge him and win this ball, but Adi is right there to bring it back. Awesome Pre not quite high enough to stop that one, and now it's on the other half, on the other end. Cal is looking for an attacking run of their own, but UCLA bringing it back.
That they are. Cal have to get this counterattack. They need to stuff this ball into the half, search for those 50-50s in midfield, but allowing Awesome Pre just take the ball like this is very, very risky. Richard goes in, though, causes a little bit of chaos, gets the ball for his troubles, plays it right back to Yoink, though, and we're starting to play ping pong again. Back and forth, back and forth. Richard with a nice creative touch, but there's nobody there to finish it, but himself nearly does it, takes the shot. Now it's Addy's turn. Over top to be played out by Dirty Puerco. Logical off the top of the roof, goes to the double touch. It's headed for the back of the net. The save comes in yet again. Addy for the finish. Waterfall down. Anybody there? Absolutely not. Addy can't find the shot on target.
Yeah, and that was so unfortunate. I was watching that unfold. Adi had a chance there at the end, and he just missed it wide right, way wide right. Definitely did not get the hit that he was looking for. Still tied at 0 with a little bit over 3 minutes to go, and Cal and UCLA are putting up yet another great fight. Look at this logical wide open net, but Dirty Puerco flying in to get the save at the last second.
And I'm really starting to worry here for Cal Berkeley. They weren't able to find their way into games later on earlier, and I don't think that was just because UCLA was mounting a comeback. I think that's just how they start to play later on in the match. So how they find goals here is going to be a little bit interesting, because you can tell they're already starting to temper that aggression. This ball headed for the back of their net. 2 members up, over rotation had Dirty Puerco, tries to finish, but Adi with a great save.
A great save indeed, and now Cal looking to come the other way. Logical trying to clear that out, but that hit, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. That hit didn't really feel like it had any purpose. It just seemed like he was knocking it right back to UCLA, which is exactly what happened. Now trying to clear it yet again, and yet again, Yoink coming in to stop that clearance from going anywhere. Richard looking to get a little bit more control with the dribble, coming down the field. The aerial challenge, both players fly right past it. Adi looking to play it through the center. Richard with a shot on goal. Yoink dealing with it pretty easily. Played into the corner. Logical off the wall, but he misses it. And now Yoink has an opening coming down the sideline of the pitch. Centers it for his teammate. Awesome Pre, not quite able to get it into the goal though. And now the counterattack is on for Cal.
Cal have an opportunity here, but Yoink looking to shut it down here, and all it has been is just utter chaos in UCLA's half. But the second this ball enters into Berkeley territory, UCLA seem to have so much control, but the shot's in and over. Richard from half field catches UCLA off their line, and Cal take up the lead 1-0.
Yeah, and that's really the risk that you run when you're giving up so much of this pitch. UCLA is trying so hard to keep the ball into Cal's half, and when Cal gets a hit like that, it's really going to punish them.
All right, Cal searching for a second goal here, gain that comfort. However, UCLA, they've shown us they can make these comebacks happen, but Berkeley are more determined than ever. Now a game point, trying desperately not to let that happen. Awesome Free does have a cross in here. Richard with the clear. It heads out to Yoink, who plays it off the corner. Richard, good touch here. Will go out to Dirty Puerco. Drops right down on top of Yoink, who's got a shot off the backboard here. Overcommitment. The touch from Awesome Free isn't enough to score the goal. Upper left. No! He just can't quite reach it.
Yeah, and I'm really on the edge of my seat after that one. I thought for sure UCLA was going to tie up. Dirty Puerco, no! There's the equalizer just after the 1 minute remaining. Message flashes across the screen. It's a misplay from Adi and Richard. Logical out of position, thinking that his teammates would be able to hit it up the field. And Dirty Puerco, right place, right time, 1-1. We've been here before. What's going to happen next?
Beautifully done by UCLA, and Cal Berkeley is really struggling here. And as much as the score is 1-1, I just see that comeback start to mount from UCLA, and I can feel Cal Berkeley just sink in their chairs and start to feel it. They're not enjoying the way this game is going right now, as that timer looms ever closer to the overtime that they have struggled to find wins in.
Oh no, and Adi, the only man back. Yoink with ball control here, trying to play it to his teammate, but he hits it. Adi now looking to capitalize on this mistake. The rotations are in for UCLA, but not enough. Logical with the shot, an incredible team play. Look at this pass from Adi. He knows the setup all the way. He brings it all the way through, and he puts it right for his teammate where only he can get to it. 2-1 lead with 20 seconds to go, and that could be Cal maybe taking game 3.
And neither Yoink or Dirty Puerco had any boost there. One more goal, though, can seal it out, and it will. Yoink looks to take it into overtime. 2-2. Cal Berkeley look to guarantee themselves at least another one.
And time and again, somehow at the final hour, UCLA finds a way to make it work and put the ball in the back of the net. Now, as we get closer and closer to the end of the regular period, is there going to be an overtime, or is another score going to come in?
All All right, 4 seconds on the clock. Ball should come down. 1 second left, and they're going to let it touch. Awesome Pre, though, absolutely will not go for the air dribble. Well, not the touch he wants, but it will be laid up in front of the goal here. Logical trying to play it out with the ball. Touches inevitably 2-2. We head into overtime. Cool J, take us away.
Well, it's deja vu all over again. For the third time in this series, we go to overtime with the teams tied at 2. The last 2 times it went in favor of UCLA, but Logical looking to change that theme. An air dribble, bringing it all the way across the pitch. It didn't quite work out, though, and now UCLA on the attack yet again. A nice shot from Dirty Puerco, but Richard deals with it pretty easily. Awesome Pre from the sky, though. Logical able to knock that one out as well. And now coming back the other way, Yoink with a hit. He doesn't want to let Cal go on the offensive. He wants to keep it in their half, but Cal, nonetheless, they're relentless. They've managed to get it over, but Adi has no boost. He's coming across the sky here, and he is all out of gas. They have to go on the defensive rotations. Richard able to get a nice hit there, and now they're looking for a setup. Logic to Richard. Richard tries to redirect, but not quite on target.
Now UCLA just waiting for a counterattack here. Yoink barely gets a piece of the ball there as it flies out wide to the left side of the field. Austin Pre has a good opportunity to shot across the field. Dirty Puerco for the redirect. Adi will make the save, clears it right on out. Yoink up and over. The ball is going fast, but Richard is in the net for the save. 1 minute ticks down as Adi goes for a little backflip here, gain a little bit of time for his team. This is going to allow them to get boosted, allow them to start applying pressure onto the ball, but so will UCLA. Now they've got a shot off the wall from Yoink, who doesn't hit the flip, but the ball control still remains on the orange territory. Shot will be easily saved by Logical, but Awesome Pre, again, receives it, and the pressure that UCLA are putting on, you can tell Cal Berkeley are feeling it.
Yeah, Cal definitely feeling it. UCLA is just trying to keep them from getting any offensive momentum going, and it's working. Dirty Puerco with the score. I think that's the second time in a row that he's scored that winning goal in overtime, and UCLA 3-0 doesn't do it justice, but that's going to be the score line for them in this series over Cal Berkeley.
Man, 3 overtimes in a row with the exact same scoreline, with UCLA coming back 2 times in a row from 0-2, once matching goal for goal for goal. You know what? Maybe UCLA, they're just a play from behind team. They just let 1 or 2 go in, and they're like, all right, time to play, I guess. Turn our monitors on.
Turn the monitor on. Oh man, I think that does a little bit of a disservice to both sides. They're definitely playing throughout those matches, but it just seems like they've got an extra gear that they kick into when it's in those clutch moments.
Yeah, however impressive as it was from UCLA, Cal Berkeley came out. They showed us a significantly better match than their game prior. I've been much more impressed by this than what they're able to do against New Mexico. UCLA, of course, they won their match earlier, and so I think you can start to say that UC Berkeley, Cal Berkeley are improving here over time, and I can't wait to see what they have to offer in the upcoming weeks.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. Unfortunately, we have come to the final match of the night, but no matter, we will still be having some epic Rocket League action coming at you between Niagara University and RIT coming up shortly. Now, RIT obviously has been one of the teams to look out for so far this season. What are you expecting from this match, Dor?
I mean, I expect RIT dominance. I've seen great things out of Niagara in the past little bit. They've shown a lot of signs of promise. I want to see them come in, perform better against RIT than they ever have. But honestly, they need to just take whatever they can get, find goals, maybe even take a game off of this dominant monster of a team. But they've got a tough match ahead of them.
It will be a tough match indeed, and the match is underway. We're going to have RIT in the orange and Niagara in the blue, and RIT already starting off putting on the pressure. Bringing it towards this goal is Bindu, and Caso coming in, flying in for the score from the assist off his teammate, and look at this setup play that they've got right.
Yeah, beautifully done there. Caso, of course, coming in. We're going to be finishing that one every day of the week. This RIT team, if there is one thing they are known for, it is beating up on the teams that may have less experience than them, that may not be used to the level of aggression that they're about to exhibit. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. This team is about to pull out all sorts of stylish tricks and shots and put in work here to try and score and beat down on Niagara. Niagara, though, in the meantime, they can find counterattacks. We know it's possible against RIT. You can catch them off their line. The way that RIT plays is almost guaranteeing a score for the opposing team. We've talked about it before, how their over-aggression constantly catches them out. The only thing that RIT cares about, though, is that they just score more goals on you than you do on them.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. The best defense is a better offense in their case. And that's what they have really subscribed to. That is their mentality. That is their philosophy. And Sunblaze coming in, proving what I'm talking about with a blazingly fast goal.
Yeah, Mach 2 here driving it right on in, pinching it in between the goalkeeper and the post. 2-0. A quick lead here for RIT. However, only in the first minute, 2 goals. We've seen them have more dominant leads. And I've got to say, Niagara are doing pretty well holding their own right now. I'd love to see him get on an attack, though. Boom that ball down the field. Try and catch off the RIT defenders.
Yeah, but so far they're really just not getting a chance. RIT keeping it in their half. Now Niagara starting to bring it back the other way. Maybe with an offensive chance here, but Os 117 plays it just a little bit poorly, not what he was hoping for, and they get punished immediately. Sunblaze yet again bringing it all the way down the field, and they had no chance to contest.
Yeah, Sunblaze with yet another good dribbling play there, taking it up, flipping it over. 3 minutes 30 seconds on the clock, 3 goals to their name here. RIT are poised to take yet another one, but I've got to say, the name of the game here for Niagara is just score goals, score a goal, get whatever you can in on RIT, because they're going to be doing the same thing to you. I mean, you know what's going down. If you take a player out of goal, play more aggressively for these 50-50s. Even if you're in the air, challenging RIT, albeit difficult, is something that can be done and something that I do think that Niagara should be going for. You can't just forfeit everything in the air because you're not winning most of the challenges. You want to play for those few that you are going to win and the few that you can punish RIT's over-aggression on.
Yeah, but RIT really coming in, showing why they're one of the top squads. 3 quick goals already, and a 4th there from Bindu, finishing it off into the goal. There were 2 right there with a chance to stop it, but just not quite in position.
All right, 4-0, not an unfamiliar situation for either of these teams right now. However, we've seen Niagara, they can learn. They get a lot out of matches like these. They come back the next week. They come in very strong. They can come back in later games. They can show us a lot of improvement over a short period of time, and that's what I expect to see from them. The one thing I want from Niagara is just consistent improvement over the course of these games, not letting it go to their head and allowing themselves to really use this as a learning experience.
Using it as a learning experience, I agree. I think that's one of the best things you can do. It's about learning how to find your confidence, how to keep that confidence up even when you are getting hit with an absolute barrage like they're facing against this RIT squad. You see them, they're still trying to go for these aggressive plays, still trying to play the good fundamental Rocket League, even though RIT is really just giving them a beatdown.
I mean, Niagara, they're fighting the good fight right now. Going for the shot. Oz flicks one over. Somebody's there for the save. All right, the pressure's on here. They can look to start maybe putting together a goal here. The cross comes in from Pablo. Will be stopped by Caso. However, Mitt plays the ball back in, and we're seeing Niagara start to form a little bit of pressure here. Oh, Sunblaze, though. He's on another dribble. Oz shuts it down. Good stuff here from the Niagara side, but it's just RIT treating them like target practice right now.
Yeah, demos all over the field, and you know, this is something that we don't usually like to see from these squads. Bindu is asserting his mechanical dominance, outplaying two of the Niagara members right there, trying to get a shot on goal, and actually both of them whiff it. Sunblaze now looking for the waterfall down for his teammates, and again they whiff it on the crossbar and bringing it back out. We'll see if Niagara going to play it actually into RIT's half now, looking for an aggressive chance, but RIT bringing it right back. No one's there to stop that shot, but Bindu plays it just off target.
Oh, Bindu looking for the waterfall play, but I'll tell you, if there's one thing you can't do against a Niagara team, right, it has to be a waterfall play, right? That's just canonical.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's almost just a little bit too convenient. You know, I don't think Niagara's going to let in any of those waterfalls.
No, absolutely not. However, RIT have more than one way of finding a goal right now, and Sunblaze has been the core of that. I've got to applaud Niagara, though. They've stopped the bleeding. They've managed to create a few pushes for themselves, and this is not a bad match for them by any standards. RIT, you cannot put into perspective how amazing this team is and how much effort they put into improving. Every single time we see them, they come back bigger, better, stronger. They are 100% poised and attempting to take that top spot, and they will not accept anything else.
Yeah, indeed. I really just think that's the best way to say it. They're not going to settle for anything less than the best. But Niagara putting up a pretty good fight there. The big thing is I need to see them get some shots on goal in the next game. This game, they spent the whole time trying to defend these shots coming through from RIT. RIT with 15 shots on goal to, as I mentioned, 0 for Niagara.
All right, reset of the scores, but you got to feel the momentum still going the way of RIT. A team that chews up and spits out anybody who stands in their way. Niagara, to them, look no different. But Niagara see something different in this game. Niagara see an opportunity. They see a chance. Scoring a goal on a team like RIT is huge, especially when you look at the other teams that RIT is playing up against, and they're leaving them completely scoreless half the time. Oh my God, Costa nearly with an amazing shot. It will be Sunblaze to follow up there, though. 1-0. RIT find yet another quick goal.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much quicker than 7 seconds. We did determine that 3 seconds was the EGF Power Series record, so RIT, I'm sure, is going to be racing for that one as well later on in the year, but this time just missing out on it. Oust going to win the kickoff of sorts, but Bindu is going to punish him for it with yet another demo from this RIT side. The time is... We're still very early on in this one, a 1-score game, and Mitt starting to fight back with some demos of his own. Mitt
with an attempt here, but Costa's going to take it right over. Flip reset had. I'm not even sure if he got a touch on the ball with the flip reset, but I'll be damned if it didn't look real nice here from Caso. Oh, he did get it right over the goalkeeper. What a shot.
Yeah, incredible play there from Caso. 2-0 lead now, just 30 seconds into the match, and that's got to be demoralizing for Niagara, especially after that game one. They did so well to keep it mostly competitive, but now yet again they're facing the barrage. They're starting to feel the fatigue from dealing with constantly protecting their goal, and RIT is just ready to wear them down.
And honestly, I think there's one thing that Niagara do better than any team, and maybe this is just because they've been in this position a lot. Their mental fortitude is like absolutely no other. But Niagara is never a team, even if they're losing. Yes, they may continue losing, but at no point do they just stop or give up. They will continually try and try and try, and you know what? They score goals, they win games, and it is rewarded so often for them that they just have so much fight in them.
Yeah, and that honestly, in my opinion, is one of the big keys This season, they may continue to struggle, but if they keep that fight, that heart, that determination, I'm sure they'll come back better than ever, and we may even see some big improvements for them as this season goes along.
In the meantime, RIT are up here. Mit with a great challenge there in the air. Good job beating out RIT players. That is not something you can say very often. Niagara looking to try and play this one out, and that they will. A good save here. Ost will get demoed. This is something that RIT, as of late, have been relatively known for. In the Founders Invitational, we saw them turn every single game they're into, every single pitch, into a war zone of just demolition after demolition. This feels pretty light for them so far as that goes, but I think at this point, Niagara is starting to embrace it. They're going for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're just saying, you know what, if you want to play that game, we can play that game too. You know, we're going to bring the fight to you. We're not going to let you just beat up on us. We're here to fight. We're here to play. We're here to hopefully win. Although I'm not sure if Niagara is going to be able to accomplish that last part.
Well, it is only 2-0 with 2.5 minutes left on the clock. It isn't out of reach here for Niagara, actually. If you catch RIT off on a couple plays, 2 goals is not really a comfortable lead for this team. I mean, we talk about it a lot of the time, how 2 goals is so much better than 1 here. More so than like a 3rd goal or a 4th goal would matter. Like a 2nd goal is just so comfortable. But for RIT, their play style, 2 goals isn't enough of a lead. They need to take a team and absolutely dominate them because their playstyle just leads itself to getting scored. Oh my god, Casso, flip reset off the roof, drops it all the way down, fakes the player out here. Okay, we're going to break this down. Look at this. Ball up, flip reset, touches it, fakes out the first player, takes it lower than even the second one thought, flips it on into the goal. Beautiful mechanics from Casso.
Yeah, just showing his mechanical dominance. Now a 3-score game, and you were just talking about how important another goal would be for them, but oh, Pablo, he had a chance there. Mit looking to follow up on it, but he's off target. Bindo gonna get the save. That could have been a chance for Niagara to get a score back in their favor. Sunblaze with a demo onto Pablo, and they are really not holding back. They are feeling it today. RIT is just going with the aggression.
Going ham right now, 3-0 scoreline. Still doing better than the previous game, though. Niagara, constant improvement like we've talked about here. It's a matter of putting one in on the net. Mit looking for the counterattack here, but can't quite find it yet. Pablo will play the ball out back middle. It will go to Mit, plays it down, back into the hands of Sunblaze. The ball is lobbed all the way across the field. Oster the save, beautifully done by the Niagara player.
Yeah, Aus coming through just to try and hit that back out. Casso, though, coming in from the sky. Ooh, well challenged by Mit, who is able to get the save there. Casso and Sunblaze were looking to pinch on in towards that goal, but now it's bouncing in dangerous territory. Niagara has to get this ball cleared if they don't want to give up another goal. RIT now has control of it yet again. Pablo comes in and misses. Bindo with the air dribble, playing it off the side post, and Aus with another delivery of that ball, but Sunblaze comes in. Oh, and he's all by himself, setting himself up for the score right there.
Here we go, 4-0, 30 seconds left in the game. RIT doing what RIT does best here. An amazing play yet again. And whether it's passing or individual play, this team just continually makes highlight-worthy plays. And Niagara, they're looking for the same scoreline that they got last game, but even that's a struggle when RIT is in the way. Sunblaze with a great air dribble.
Yeah, and we've just seen Sunblaze make these plays time and again in Game 1 and now again in Game 2. Just incredible mechanics, the air dribbling, setting himself up for shots, and right there he shows it yet again.
All right, 5-0. Niagara looking to stem the bleeding, looking to stop it. Maybe find a goal here into the back of the net in Game 2, but they're not out of the woods yet. As 10 seconds nears on the clock, they might not get a reprieve.
And Niagara fighting back with some demos yet again. The clock is ticking down. They might be looking for a last-second goal, but I think this one's just going to hit the ground and end Game 2.
Not quite yet. Ball's headed towards the Niagara goal. Casso nearly puts it in, but it's going to be RIT with a 5-0 win, taking Game 2, looking to close the series out in just one more.
Yeah, they will be looking to close it out, but Niagara putting up much more of a fight in that one, getting some shots on goal. They had some real opportunities there. They were still letting in a barrage of shots. Again, 15 shots on goal for the RIT side. I really think if they're going to have a chance to really challenge RIT, they're going to have to get some more ball control and try and keep RIT from just putting on a shooting clinic.
That's exactly it. Just getting that ball out of their half, maybe throwing a player towards that midfield position, try and catch out a few of those. Even if you're not winning the aerials, winning the balls on the ground there is just so valuable to shutting down plays that RIT are looking to make.
Bindo looking for an early shot chance. Austin gonna get the stop. Caso playing back and forth. Mitt actually able to get the spin on this. Somebody's playing it into the corner. This is what he wants. He's bringing it back down the pitch. We've seen him do this so many times. Look at the air dribble all the way across the pitch.
Caso
snatches it. Look at this play, ladies and gentlemen. Sunblaze in an air dribble from coast to coast, putting it into his teammate Caso for the finish.
And Caso doing what Caso and Sunblaze do best. They're scoring aerial goals. Bindo dutifully holding on the defense right now. Caso looks for the dribble out here. RIT got plenty of time to play around with. They're confident in their ability to win. They're sending 3 players forward. They are feeling themselves right now. They've got a cross out from Pablo. Mitt, he's net himself a 1v1 here. Goes immediately for the shot. That's going to be easily saved by Sunblaze. Quick reaction times on these RIT players.
Yeah, and now we see it coming back the other way yet again. Niagara's attack dealt with as quickly as it started. They're trying to bring it back down once more, and I like this play. Oh, Ost had a chance right there, but he just barely missed the area. Caso playing it in the corner now, trying to get a touch on this ball. Austin in the air. Oh, Caso sees an opportunity. He comes flying in, plays it off the backboard, but no one there to follow up.
Not quite. Now it's Bindo's turn. Double touch off the backboard. Ost with the save here. Now Niagara can look to play out. Up the wall it goes. Sunblaze whiffs on the touch. It could come down in Niagara hands, and it will. Pablo gets across. Caso. Not the one he wants. Off the backboard, and Mitt's done it! 1-1. They even up the scoreline in Niagara. The underdogs fire back.
Yeah, and this has really been a long time coming. Niagara over games 1 and 2 has shown they can compete. All it really needed was them to put one in the back of the net. All tied at 1, 3.5 minutes to go, and Ost sending a message with a kickoff demolition.
I'm really confused as to how that one happened. They both hit the ball. It stayed still. He phased through it, found the shot, but he's got another one here. Good save by Sunblaze. Quick reaction times, and the shot missed there. Unfortunately for Niagara, Pablo could find something. Ball off the wall. Caso taps it up to Bindo. He's going to take the shot on the ground here, try to bang it, but Sunblaze actually takes it away from him. Caso. Tries for the cross. Ball's up. Osh with the save. Good job by Niagara, disallowing anything before the actual shot comes through here.
And now Caso in the corner has control of this ball. Mitt comes in for the challenge, and Austin Mitt really trying to figure out what they want to do with this. Bindo, he is not indecisive. He plays it into his teammate. Incredible team play right there. Bindo to Caso. Look at this setup right here. Incredible pass. Incredible decisiveness. Caso flying in from above the goal for the score.
Okay, that's it. I am just assuming that RIT has ascended to some other level of Rocket League right now. These guys living on the walls and making every kind of play you could imagine off of them. Ost, though, can challenge them in the sky. Will get a shot off. Mitt not quite in a position to follow up. Pablo, though, play it back. Oh, no. This ball's headed straight for their corner, straight into RIT hands. Caso trying to for a rebound here. He is feeling very confident, flying all over the place, but a demolition from Mitt might just silence him. Another one here from the Niagara side. Sunblaze is the only one alive in their half. Ost looks to play it out to midfield, but Caso's right in the way. Backflip, sets himself up. Mitt with the challenge, plays it over. Ost looking for a one touch here, but he can't quite get it. Sunblaze in the way. Now looking for cross. It is Caso. Ready and in position on this mega boost pad. Picks it up, and now he'll be on his way. It's his turn to try for this dribble. Passes it right over to Bino, who takes the shot. Mitt in the way. Good save here from Niagara. This is not out of reach for the blue side yet. This is not done for Niagara. As good of a team as RIT are, they let in goals plenty. And I've got to say, if there's a team that wants this, it is Niagara.
Yeah, Niagara fighting very hard right now.
Oh!
Unfortunately, their heart is not the only thing that we look for here at EGF. Sunblaze with a great shot into the top corner there, and that is a goal, a 2-score lead now for RIT.
All right, ball off the crossbar. It's sort of unlucky there for Niagara. I'm not going to say it was on or wasn't on purpose from Sunblaze. He probably knew where he was going because this guy is playing 4D chess with this video game right now, but my God, it feels bad if you're Niagara on that save. Casso goes for another air dribble shot. Stopped by Ost. Now it's Pablo's turn to try and play out here, Niagara. Oh, the own goal is awful. Sunblaze plays it across, and an unfortunate backflip is going to mean that a 4-1 lead is taken by RIT.
And that really just couldn't have been worse timing for the side of Niagara. They had some momentum. They had just given up the goal, but now a 3-score deficit with a little more than a minute left. It's going to be very difficult for them to come back from. However, they are now threatening. They've got the ball in RIT's half. Oh, but Bindo, he is back to his tricks, going for the demos. We see Casso, he's just walking the dog here. He's going real slow with this ball, wants to take some time off the clock, and it is effective for them. 1 minute remaining now. RIT on the offensive again. Bindo with a shot. Oh,
Bindo almost knocks it in.
Just barely off target. Now, looking still for the attack runs. It's not quite going to work out for them, though. And now coming back into their own half for a reset.
All right, now it's Sunblaze's turn. Oh, he's going for the same flip reset that we saw earlier. Gets a little bit of extra boost on Picasso. He tips it even further. 2 off the roof flips here. Sunblaze drops down. Casso has done the exact same thing. Boosts it there just past Austin. Finishes it off with one more touch. An amazing team play by those two.
Picasso really looking more like Picasso on that play. That was art in motion right there. This RIT Rocket League team, they are something special. And oh, they almost set up another one there. Sunblaze and Casso skying across, looking for a 6th. They don't think 5-1 is good enough. Oh, but oh no! The save from Casso shuts down all the dreams of this Niagara side right now. 15 seconds on the clock. Casso looking for a few more star points, and he'll get him. Double touch off the backboard, straight down past the bar. 6-1. You know what, RIT, I think they might be searching for that 7-1. Yeah, they may be searching for that famous Brazil score line. 12 seconds to go, though, so not much time left for any goals. Sunblaze sending another message with that demo there, and that should be just about all she wrote. The clock is ticking down. Another demo. This ball should touch the ground very shortly. They're looking for a last second goal, and they're gonna get it. Bindo, that's his only goal of this match. He's gonna put it in there for his team. The Brazil scoreline achieved, 7-1, and that's gonna be RIT taking this series 3-0.
And Bindo, he's not just a goalkeeper. He can shoot. He comes in and finishes one off at the end. But my God, if the highlight of that match wasn't Casso. I mean, okay, we've seen great things from Sunblaze and Casso, but the level of teamwork they showed us in that match was something else. The mechanics from Casso and Sunblaze as well. Sunblaze on the ground, dribbling plays left and right. Casso, seemingly infinite boost and infinite flips off these walls and roofs. The man's everywhere, and he is taking shots from every angle.
Yeah, it really was just absolutely incredible stuff from RIT, as we've almost come to expect at this point. Tough game for Niagara, but honestly, I have a lot of respect for them, and I'm looking forward to more of their results this season. They put up a great fight, and they really forced RIT to respect them, despite the beating that they took.
That's exactly it. But as for tonight, that is all the games we have, you guys. You won't want to miss it, though, because tomorrow we're starting more groups. Group 5 and Group 8 are going to go ahead, and that means that it's Georgia Tech, College of Charleston, Florida State, Lafayette, San Jose, Utah, Washington. Everybody will be piling on for those two groups, and that'll be going on right around 5 p.m. here on the official EGF channel. As for tonight, though, that's all we've got for you. I have been Dor, and I've been joined by Cool J. Thank you all for watching.